Well, this is annoying.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get back to streaming more than one night a week. With COVID, like we've fallen into this routine where pretty much every hour I'm not spending working, I'm usually spending with my kids, either playing games with them or getting them dinner or watching a movie. Or it used to be like everyone would kind of go off and do their own things on various nights, and it was a lot easier to get these streams in, but
Streaming a couple of times a week when it's not your job, I would imagine would get quite exhausting. Like the fact that you managed to keep it up for like those 3 years or whatever.
yeah, I'm surprised I kept it that consistent for that long, and I don't know, I'm glad that at least I'm back to pretty consistently once a week. I mean, at the very least, I really do enjoy it, and I love playing Minecraft, and I've made so much progress in these worlds, like, I want to keep it going.
Yeah.
But, yep, it's just hard to find enough time to really dig in as much as I might want to.
That's fair.
Alright, so we are... Oh, it looks like things have gotten even more hooked up in here.
Well, you guys are still out exploring the Nether, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in that little Nether base area where we've been doing all the Nether scrap, or the not Nether scrap mining, ancient debris mining.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this! All these doors here. Did Dan do this? Let's just make sure I'm all safe. Kind of tempted to like set up a proper base, like actually make some kind of a cool little Nether fortress out here. Oh hey, piggy.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Oh hey, thanks for the follow. Pamake. Oh, sorry to kill you, pig. Pig died in the lava. All right. Well, if we were to make some kind of a fortress, how would we want to do it? I feel like we need to build it in a place where we haven't stripped everything away.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I can just build my own little Nether base over here. There's no reason we have... I mean, I don't want to like undo the work of others, making the little hallway more homely. The homely hallway, I shall call it.
The homely?
The homely hallway. It's very homely. Have you not heard that expression?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It reminds me of home. Okay, yes, that is fortune. Yes, indeedy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue this a little further back. And I've been playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild like crazy these last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I've gotten fully back into it. I even booted up my old save file from like 3 years ago.
Nice.
and continued playing on that. Even though I'd beaten the game, I figured like, oh, you know what, I might want to 100% this. And I had already gotten all of the shrines, beat all the DLC, but there's like 900 Korok seeds. That's like one of the big collectibles in that game, and
You wanted all of them.
I want to do it all. It's just such a fun game to play.
Yeah.
They kind of Minecraftified Zelda in a way.
Nice.
Just big open world. You can kind of like, there's just a lot of different options for what you can do compared to traditional Zelda games.
That sounds awesome. I really want to get a Switch. They're just so expensive.
Yeah, it's a great system. I mean, I haven't played, other than Minecraft on the PC, the Switch is pretty much the only console I play, and I mean, I play it a fair amount. There's a lot of good games on there.
Is there like a creative version of like you can go into creative on the Switch?
Creative
Minecraft?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have Minecraft on the Switch, and just like on the PC, you can play in creative mode or the same mode we have. Console version is pretty up to par these days. But Simon, hello, how are you doing? I will call you Simon.
No, I thought like getting a light, like I know everyone's like, oh, get the full-size Switch, but like I don't have a TV. I don't really need something else.
Let me tell you one reason why you might want to still get the full one, and that is because the Joy-Cons are hot garbage, and the Switch Lite is basic, you know, it's handheld only, and you're stuck with the control sticks embedded into the system. And every single pair of Joy-Cons I have has developed like really bad drift and are essentially unusable. I'm going to have to send them in to get repaired. And so I bought a couple Pro controllers, and they do not have that issue. So like I have that as an option, but I'm not sure if you can use a Pro controller with a Switch Lite. Like I think it's kind of meant to be handheld only with...
My main reason for going with the Lite over the like main Switch or normal Switch is partly because I'd be the only person playing it, so like, you know, I don't need that shared thing, but also it's I think $320 here for a Lite.
Oh,
and well over almost $500 for a regular Switch.
So, and you don't think you would ever plug it into a TV?
No. And
what about using your computer as like your computer monitors as a TV?
Maybe. I've got two hooked up to my computer. I did actually have a third monitor in here, and I ended up giving it to Dad because it was just like too many screens going on. But I don't know, I kind of just wanted something that I could take to work in my bag and just, like, play without having to put too much, you know, like, this stuff, like, at least you just charge the light, like, you don't have to worry so much about making sure your controllers are charged, making sure the actual thing itself is charged, you know, like...
Yeah.
But I do get the point about the drift. I don't know... If that's a really known issue, you'd think they would have fixed it. Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. It is a very well-known issue, and I cannot believe they still haven't fixed it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, like, I just kind of... I don't necessarily know that I would want to spend basically PlayStation or Xbox, like, box prices... on a Switch, if that makes sense. Like, it's sort of... Yeah. Because, like, even a place...
I think it is worth it for the amount of games they have, but at the same time, maybe look for, like, a refurbished one. You might find a good bargain there. I just found another Bastion, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is awesome.
I'm not really sure what I want to do tonight. I'm kind of... Yeah, it's been a weird day. Finally being moved away from my arsehole of a manager, though, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. Well, and I know you were saying last time that vanilla Minecraft is a little hard to play, being used to modded and everything.
Yeah, I'm just sort of, I don't know with it, like I guess I'm a bit creatively burnt out at the minute.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
So, but I should probably find something to do, even if it's just making a bunch of tools or whatever. Hi, the fake gamers.
Hey, what's up, fake gamers? The fake gamers. All right. So let's see. How do I access this bastion? Is it? I don't want to like. Oh, this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, so what I think I'm gonna do, now that I've discovered this, I've basically extended our little hallway a little further, and now we have this.
Into it.
Yeah. Well, it's just to the right of it. I think I'm gonna build a little nether base for myself, somewhere back here. Not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it, but anyway, I want to have a little nether hut. But before I do that, because I'm going to need materials to build said base, I'm going to go back to our other bastion, the first one we found, and I'm going to start raising it to the ground and collecting all the materials.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I mean, just all that black stone we can get, and yeah. Fake gamers, this is Java edition. Yeah, I don't fuck around with Bedrock. I mean, I play a little bit on the consoles with the kids, but yeah, I'm Java all the way.
So, I have good news. I found a new plan for a new gold farm.
Oh, by the way, the gold farm works better now than it worked before the update.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had very, very good success with it. They keep aggro really, really well again.
Oh, nice. All right. Well.
Yeah, they kind of partially fixed it.
Yeah. Because what I was gonna say was there's a new Ilmango released a new gold farm design, and it looks fantastic. There is, however, one tiny catch.
Yeah.
It needs 35,000 obsidian.
I don't understand. What?
So it's portal based.
Oh, okay.
And to make the portals, you actually it's more like 35,280 obsidian.
Oh, only 35,280.
Yeah, which apparently is about 20 hours mining. You can apparently get enough of it from the end. Like just from mining the end pillars.
Oh god, but still, that's gonna take forever.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like, you should see the rates of this thing. Like, holy shit. So that might be my next project. Although I'm pleased to hear that the other one's working better.
Yeah. I don't think there's any urgency, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the follow, fake gamers. And you can only play on Bedrock because you play on PS4. Did they actually change the PlayStation to also follow the Bedrock version? Because I know they were on their own branch for a while. Like for whatever reason, that was the case.
Because didn't Sony get all? Nah, we're not interested in cross-platform and.
Right, and so yeah, Bedrock went to everyone but Sony. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you guys, we're not updating PlayStation Minecraft anymore, which pissed a heap of people off, because obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened after that, like whether or not Sony were like, oh, okay, well, if that's how you're going to be, I guess we better allow you, or...
Yeah, well, I mean, they did finally eventually relent a little, I think, on the cross-platform, and so... According to the fake gamers, yes, it is on Bedrock now.
Nice. Ooh.
I see some Endermen have been playing around. Oh, I'm not gonna look at you, Mr. Enderman. Well, I hope we get Dan and Snow. It sounds like Snow's gonna be an hour or so late, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear, fake gamers.
Maybe Ari?
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know about Sierra or anyone else. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been playing a shit ton of modded lately, and it's kind of weird to come back to vanilla after that.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Although vanilla keeps feeling more and more like modded. Man, the new stuff, I am so excited for the new update. We're going to have telescopes. Like, I am so happy that they're actually building the telescope in as a mechanic, like as an actual object to add that mechanic so we don't need Optifine. I mean, like, I don't mind still having it with Optifine, but I think it's cooler to, like, have that be part of an item you craft.
Yeah. The lightning rods, too. We'll have to go and spam a bunch of them on your tree.
Oh, I know. Yeah, this game, they definitely have found their sweet spot with releases. Like, every update has just been just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like everything they add and change, it, to me, feels like for the better.
Yeah. You know what I love about the axolotl, right?
About the what?
If the axolotls that they're running.
Oh,
if someone had said to me 12 months ago, oh, axolotls in Minecraft, I would have been like, alright, kind of weird, but okay. But the way they've taken the game, it's like, of course they're adding fucking axolotls. Like, it's going to be awesome. Like, you know,
those
they're
are
just kind of...
Those are the friendly fish, right?
Yeah, they're,
Which ones are the creepy cave monsters that, like...
The wardens.
The wardens? Oh my god, those look terrifying. I'm sure that they're going to spawn very rare. Like, they're not going to be a common spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fake Gamers is ready for the cave update. You and me both, brother.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Stalagmites look really interesting, or stalactites, or whatever they are.
Oh, yeah. Dude, oh my god. All of it. It just looks so good.
They're going to be so good for mob farms, too.
And, I mean,
like
that's kind of exactly what I feel like we were talking about. Well, what should they add? And, I mean... I think we were all kind of saying, like, it's obviously they're going to be doing caves soon. It was the least surprising update I've seen.
Yeah, but also kind of surprising, like axolotls and shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was surprising that they're adding all this extra stuff on top of, you know, the more obvious things that we would have expected. It's like we all knew caves were coming. With the three-dimensional biome capabilities they added with this last update, you know, for the Nether to support 3D biomes, that paved the way. Alright, I just got shot at. I don't appreciate that, Mr. Skeleton.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we're going to just start tearing this thing down right here. This is our bastion. We're going to raise this thing to the ground. And I think if I'm going to do that, let's go ahead. We'll put our torches on the other side of it. Because eventually, once we have all our materials... Yeah, let's put it all right here. So I brought 8 chests.
With regards to things like the vote for the mobs, because it was the glow squid that won, which there seemed to be a lot of a lot of people quite annoyed by.
I just wish it did more than just glow. That's why I wouldn't have voted for it.
Lagging.
You think what? What'd you say?
Oh, my Discord's massively dying.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's back now. It just had one of those spikes where it like went into the red. I think people were quite annoyed by the glow squid, but I also kind of think that a lot of people felt that they got like almost burnt by the phantoms.
Wait, really? People don't like the phantoms?
I think the problem that people have with the phantoms is that like they're just continuous. Like you don't just get one cycle of them. If you're trying to do anything at night, like it's just constant.
Well, I mean, if you're awake for 3 days, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, like if you get building a project and you're not really paying attention, because yeah, I don't know. From what I've seen around, was that there are a lot of comments. Oh, remember phantoms, and you know, like.
Isn't there a game rule people can just change to disable that?
I don't know.
Pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there's a do phantom spawn tag that people can modify.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I don't really care about phantoms because I sleep every fucking night because I don't like dealing with other monsters.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of made people
agree
hesitant
with
to
you.
maybe vote for another hostile.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree. Fake Gamers is on my side, it sounds like. And I like that. You like phantoms, it makes it more fun. It does. And that's I mean, no surprise to anybody who's ever seen me play this before. I like things that make the game harder. I like having mobs. I like having all these like complex systems that you have to deal with. If I wanted to just build stuff and not be bothered, there's peaceful mode, there's creative mode. I don't really...
Yeah.
And there is all the rule changing you can do if you want to turn specific pieces off but still have it in survival. Like, you can kind of customize the game however you like it.
Yeah. I
don't know. It's hard for me to really sympathize with people when they complain about stuff that they can easily disable.
Yeah. I think, though, like, it wasn't even so much that they're a challenge, it's just that they get annoyed with how, like, it's almost monotonous having to deal with them, if that makes sense. Like, they're just this constant... Anyway, that was just the impression that I've got from people, that it was kind of like, oh...
Yep, fair enough.
Maybe we don't vote for hostile mobs.
I don't know. I really wanted to see that Iceologer win. I'm all for, like, more... I love the concept of expanding out the illagers and having more types and...
Yeah, I think that was actually my issue with it. Was that there's, 4 or 5 different illager types already or something. And we've already got 2 different cow varieties. Do we really like... Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. The only thing that bums me out about the glow squid is all they do is glow. They don't add any new mechanic to the game. They just glow. And I wish they like dropped something new, or they had a mechanic tied to them or something.
Well, that's all that we know for now. I mean, it's highly possible that they will give them something.
And I will be very happy if they do.
Yeah.
Tearing down this bastion. Fake Gamer says, I started playing the game on my Xbox 360 and I got my PS4 and my game don't work half the time on your PS4. That sucks. Yeah, this game, unfortunately, hasn't always been the most stable.
So what do we reckon? End update next?
That is exactly what I hope we get and what I think we need. Like, it's so painfully clear. The Nether is totally solid now. They can go a few years without touching the Nether again. The End so badly needs more than just the endless End islands that all look the same, with occasionally an End city that always looks the same.
Yeah.
And man, I would love to see some three-dimensional biomage in the End. Like, can you imagine having like random, just new block types and different types of islands, and some that are maybe right down by the void and others that are maybe way up in the sky? Like, the fact that they're all just kind of on the same horizontal plane, it's kind of,
They also
makes
make it
boring.
really hard to save yourself. Like, if they had lower end islands too, you could theoretically ender pearl into a something like if it was, yeah.
I still can't believe that night we were raiding and Dan somehow ender pearled himself out of the void.
I've seen it done. I've also seen people like skim along the top of the void with their wings to like pick up people's things.
Wait, really? You can do that?
Yeah.
I thought the second you like touched into the void, you're done. Maybe not.
No, you've got a little bit. Like you just take damage like you're drowning.
I'm too terrified to try any of that hardcore shit.
No, I don't really like flying either. I don't even know where my wings are, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of like flying or venturing into the void, but I have died in the void several times.
Oh, me too.
I'm reading this Tumblr at the minute that's called the Setup Wizard, and it's based the IT crew of like Hogwarts, like a blog, and it's like this Muggle guy who finds himself working IT for Hogwarts because they've suddenly decided that they have to get with like the internet age and stuff.
Oh, really?
Anyway, it's really fucking like the way that this guy's like managed to work like that kind of humor into like Hogwarts setting and stuff. And it ran from like 2016 to 2019, like towards the end, and then it just like he's like, don't have time for this anymore, like I've had to stop.
See, those are the types of things that terrify me about like classic franchises getting remade. Like if, let's say, Harry Potter gets remade, or Star Wars, or Back to the Future, and they like incorporate a modern twist and everyone has social media and oh god. Can you imagine wizards with social media? It's like,
yeah, well, this is
LOL, Voldemort just yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. This is set though, like with the idea that like Harry and Co have like, you know, been graduated a while. Like it's actually set in 2016, so it's not or 2016 to 2019, so it's not like them, you know, retconning into 1996 or whatever.
That's good.
But they've recently started it back up, I guess, because he has more time now due to COVID or whatever. And he's Hogwarts is now doing distance ed classes and like trying to teach like all of these old wizards and stuff how to like Zoom basically and all of that sort of stuff.
Don't they have like some crazy powder they can use to learn
they've got
remotely?
Flu powder.
Flu powder, that's what it's called.
That's one of the things that they were talking about, was like the wizarding version of DoorDash is basically this ghostly figure that just rises out of your fireplace and hands you a bag of like fast food.
Wow.
So anyway, I'm enjoying it. It's funny, like but imagine trying to teach it though to like computer stuff to wizards who like barely even know how to use like a telephone.
Oh my god.
Oh, I would actually really love to read a modern Harry Potter though, where there's like texting and fucking, you know, the Gryffindor Quidditch team has its own Instagram account and stuff like that.
I would hate that. I would absolutely hate it. Oh, burn it all to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I think that's one of the things that's kind of a little bit timeless feeling about Harry Potter is how little technology there is in it. Like, it
Yeah.
could have been set in, like, the 70s or the 90s or even the 2000s. Like,
Yeah, I think, I don't know, movies that incorporate technology, they need to be really careful how they do that shit because, like, a lot of that stuff does not age well.
yeah.
But I was going to say, I recently watched a documentary on Netflix. I think it's a fairly popular one right now. It's I think it's called The Social Dilemma, and
I think I've heard of it.
it's a bunch of like former like employees of Facebook and all the different social media companies, basically spilling the beans on all the really terrifying stuff that the algorithms that social media does to drive people towards extremism. And I mean, it's basically all the shit that I've been saying on these streams, all the bashing I've been doing for social media. Like, it was the most cathartic thing to watch because it's like literally, people confirming like, yes, it is designed that way. Because as soon as you search something, like, let's say you're a right-wing person and you start searching for things that, maybe support conservative viewpoints, like tame things, normal things. Well, the algorithm, the way it's designed is it will, over time, continue to drive you further and further down these extreme rabbit holes, because the idea is your clicks are worth money. Everything you click on is worth money, and advertisers, you are an asset to these advertisers, and social media is selling you to them. And so by driving you into this extreme content that you can't help but click, it just kind of slowly, before you know it, just completely warps your perspective. And it's all in the name of basically basically just lining the pockets of these companies that all of their advertising is through social media. And I don't know, man. It's really scary. And I even see it just in just me watching YouTube. I don't have any social media, but just being on YouTube, like, you see the algorithm working, and you see, like, I'll watch a certain type of video just because I'm like mildly interested in something. And then suddenly, like, it's trying to push me further and further and recommending all these things. And it's like, I can even feel that temptation to start wanting to watch them before I catch myself. And I'm like, wait, why would I waste my fucking time on this bullshit? This isn't even something I'm interested in.
I had that happen with van life. Like, I watched like 2 videos and suddenly it's like all these people with their kitted out vans. But I've actually been watching a little bit of what you've been talking about play out in real time. My mum basically went from being like really, really left wing to basically a Trump Pauline Hanson supporter.
Wait, what? Really?
Like, just like she
that's it. But that's an example. Like that. That's an exact example.
And
of
literally,
that.
what she does. I'm keeping my voice down because I'm not sure if she's high.
Oh, yeah.
But that might be them. So I will conclude this. But
I gotcha. No worries.
Yeah. That if a product is free, generally you're the product.
Yes, and that's basically the big moral of this documentary. It really is a must watch. I think especially for people heavily steeped in social media, I think it's important. Facebook is a huge problem. The way people get their news from Facebook and the way news feeds work, you're not being well. And here's another example. When I type something into Google, I'm getting a different set of results than when you type something into Google. And I'm getting a different set of results than when my wife types something into Google, because what they display to you is what they think you're most likely to click on based on where you live, who you are, like what your data profile is, what things you've clicked on in the past. And so, like, when it comes to Facebook news feeds, which is how a lot of people primarily get their news, they think what they're seeing is like what everyone else is seeing. And so, you go down this far right rabbit hole, these hardcore Trump supporters, and that's all the news you're seeing is news that is pro that stuff. You don't even realize that these algorithms are basically, disguising all of that stuff as like unbiased, just neutral news. It's like, no, they're specifically serving you up things that they think will drive you to more clicks, to increase revenue from these companies, and it's fucking terrifying. And it really does explain how our world has gotten where it's at today. Yeah. I mean, you look at just how polarized everything is, and that, I mean, I would say that is the primary cause. Without social media and without people kind of like becoming members of these camps that, there's just no room for like any variance in viewpoint, because everybody's kind of driven towards the same endpoint on either end of the spectrum. And it really has, I think, really hurt discourse in the world. Yeah.
I think the thing that infuriates me the most about Facebook is that we used to have forums. Yep. And forums were brilliant if you're in some niche hobby, where you wanted to like connect with other people and stuff. And then when Facebook groups came along, all of the forums died. So you're pretty much like, I'm in a couple of really niche, like hobby type things. If I want to hang out with people from that hobby, the only way for me to do that and keep in contact with those people, and like where I am in Australia, the hobbies that I'm into are really popular all over the world. But not so much out here, like there's maybe 100 members. So for me to like keep in touch with, and we're all spread out, like Australia's almost as big as the US. There's a lot of like different people spread out across. It's not uncommon when we all meet up for someone to have driven 12 hours to get there, and so to be able to keep in contact with these people, the only way for me to do it is through fucking Facebook and Facebook groups. Like,
it's a sad state of affairs.
Like back on the old days when you had a Pro Boards forum, you still had, you could still just keep in touch with people like that.
Well, and you had moderators, and you actually had, like, work had to be put in to maintain a community and keep it healthy. And, the fact that everything is relegated to an algorithm now, like people can post whatever they want. And it's like, you hope the artificial intelligence is smart enough to be able to catch things and delete posts, but of course it's not. So it's like with human moderation out the window, and with algorithms that are designed to basically drive us all towards things that are not in our own best interest. I mean, if they would just remove the algorithms, that would fix so much of it. If it would just be like, hey, we all see the same thing. We all, like when I type something into Google, I get the same results as anybody else. And, you have to use your own brain to navigate down these rabbit holes and decide which way you want to go. I just don't like the mental fuckery that goes on with like trying to get inside people's heads. And I mean, people are basically puppets at a certain point. And not everybody. Like, obviously, there's a lot of smart people out there that know what's going on, but
it is
average out over the whole population, and you end up with the situation we have now. And
something that I get quite frustrated about is, you need to listen to both sides. You need to and it's like, but I also don't really want to then spend the next 6 months trying to fix the fucking algorithm so that I get
I know.
Like, don't have to have fucking Fox News appearing in my news feed.
Yeah, well, and I've seen the same thing happen. Like, I'm certainly, on the left side of things, but I would not consider myself far left. I think there are, logical, like, real issues with some of the more extreme proposals of what you might call the extreme left. And so, like, I do think there are some centrist points of view that, like, when you really look at the data out there, there's a good debate to be had at the very least. Like, some intelligent people should be able to debate the pros and cons of these things on their merits. And but instead, that's just not how it works. In this day and age, you're either all the way on one side or all the way on the other, and whether it's other people you're dealing with or it's just the algorithms. There's no distinguishing between that. It's like as soon as I watch a YouTube video like that has a slightly more centrist viewpoint, then I suddenly start getting recommended videos by like Ben Shapiro owning libtards, and I'm like, what the fuck? I know better. I know better than to get suckered in by this shit, but a lot of people don't.
But it's like I was chatting actually about this with Matt like probably a month or two ago. He's like, I listen to these different various like Republican or right wing, sources or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, I'd love to do that, but I don't have the mental thing to just like deal with it and like then have to go and reset everything. And Mum was like to me, oh, can I download stuff off YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, I can, because I've got like a premium subscription thing, because I hate ads. Like, and I would rather that, money went to the people who I was watching rather than pay for, like, have advertising. And I was just like, but I'm not downloading anything for you because I don't want to spend the next 6 months trying to get my YouTube feed back to what it was. Like, I just,
Well, yeah, and I'll just say that the traditional right-wing news sources, that is not the place to be getting the viewpoint of the other side. Like Fox News and OAN or whatever you want to call those. Like, I'm sorry, but at this point, those are just pure propaganda machines. People are not arguing in good faith there. They're literally pushing a specific agenda. And you do have, I have watched some, political videos lately where there are some anchors there that are real journalists and do kind of push back on some of that stuff, but it's kind of the exception rather than the norm. And, and I can kind of see the point that, outlets like CNN are, they're just not as bad as Fox News. Like, even if they are pushing, more of the agenda of the other side, I don't see it being as extreme as what like Fox News is for the right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's listening to some of like the podcasts and stuff that Mum's been listening to.
Please tell me it's not Rush Limbaugh. I hear you typing. Oh no! Oh god, you're not kidding. No. Jesus Christ. That's like going right to the logical endpoint of jeez. It's amazing to me how people get roped into that specifically, because there's some whacked out shit.
About it's just like,
like, how do you end up believing that?
Like, anyway, it's not a happy place right now. And I think, like, for me, it's just like, I could, like, even just listening to it, it's like, it almost feels fucking dangerous. Like,
yeah.
It's like,
thank you for the follow, by the way. Not Rocket. I appreciate that. Actually getting a few follows tonight. That's nice.
It's like, if they manage to suck in reasonably, like, kind and caring people like my mother. Like, I don't know, I kind of...
Yeah, man, that's scary. I see that as a very extreme type of viewpoint. Like, when you start to get into QAnon, it's like, man, you got to be a special breed of person to, like, let yourself be convinced that any of that, like, the fact that you would even listen to the ramblings of someone who won't even reveal who they are, and when you look at the actual factual news out there about what these people are claiming, and then the psychos that, like, try to follow through, like the Pizzagate shit, a guy actually showing up at a pizza parlor, like, thinking he's gonna free a bunch of child sex slaves, And like, of course, none of it was real, and but none of that, even when that kind of stuff comes to the surface, that like, oh yeah, none of that was real, there is nothing going on, there's not even a basement at that fucking pizza parlor. These people, they just they have other excuses ready for why.
Yeah.
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 That's insane, man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I hope maybe you can somehow manipulate the algorithm to drive her back towards a more sane viewpoint. Well, good call. I don't know. I definitely, I think with what's happened this year,
I
I'm
think it's made it a lot easier for people to be recruited.
well, with everything that's happened this year, like this is shit that I think everybody needs to start taking very, very seriously. Like, we need to steer our society back towards sanity. Like, like, I mean, you know, we gotta. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how to go about doing that. But there was a time, like, go back, you know, 20, 30 years, and there was some level of like respectable discourse you could have with people of differing opinions. It wasn't that hard to do. But nowadays it's like, oh my god. I mean, people are presented with such vast opposing viewpoints. Like, you know, there used to be at least some common area of overlap of what was reasonable, and now it's just like, oh, if this side believes this, then we have to be against that in principle. And
yeah, I don't know. I really I honestly just want to get through 2020 at this point. Why?
Well, I mean, just seeing what's happened to the world with the coronavirus and how many people have died because of the negligence of people, and with said negligence largely being a byproduct of this very culture that or this environment we're talking about. Oof. It's just like we're at a point where it's not just people believing crazy shit. Like, people are actually dying because of this. You know, there are people who will refuse to take, like, I think they said like 40% of people are going to refuse to take the vaccine. And it's like, that, I mean, we're talking about now hundreds of thousands of additional people. Like, those are human lives, man. Man, I just can't believe people can be so cavalier about this kind of stuff. Just because they, you know, these conspiracy theories are just too sexy to resist, I guess. It's so funny because just think about all the time you spend online and all of your day. I mean, it goes right back to it. Who cares? Like, you're already basically selling your soul to, you know, these bad actors anyways. China owns significant stakes in a lot of these social media companies anyways, so that's the irony in the whole thing. Oh, and is she, like, scared about that now?
Well, she'd kind of forgotten that she did it till I pointed out that, like, they probably already had it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not something to, I mean, yeah, I guess, like, you know, maybe better not to give your DNA around, but, like,
and
I mean, what's someone really going to do with that? I mean, maybe frame you for something.
The only thing that I can think of where it might be dodgy would be in places like the US where your healthcare is tied to employment. if big employers start like using that as a reason not to hire people, like the genetic, like that, say 50 years in the future when things are
Oh
better
yeah,
than
yeah,
like, you know, it's like, oh, your DNA shows that you're
yeah,
highly at risk for breast cancer, or, you know,
yeah.
like
Well, I guess
that.
what I mean to say is it is a reasonable thing to be fearful of, but to be fearful of that while you're while people are just brazenly,
Yeah.
spending their
Oh,
entire lives on social media, it's like great, they have your DNA, but they have a lot more important data points on you than your DNA
yeah.
that should be of real major concern.
Yeah. Like your Tinder profile.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of. The one that gets me is like back when Facebook was first, or, you know, first became mainstream, I guess. There were so many like of these. They used to be like, there weren't pages so much on Facebook as like funny things that you could just like, you know, almost like not necessarily memes, but like, you know, there might be a line of like a quote or something that, you know, summed up how you were feeling or whatever.
Sure.
And you'd like them and you'd give them permission because, you know, like to like them or whatever, or when you liked them, it kind of gave them permission to access your profile or whatever.
Yeah.
And now they don't, they kind of got turned into pages and they got turned into this thing. And every now and then one will pop up in my newsfeed having changed its name to some company. So they're actually being bought by people or by companies to like, but you gave them permission like 6 years ago or 10 years ago or however fucking long it's been on Facebook. I think I've been on there like 9 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I was early 90s, so like it was only just sort of becoming a thing when I hit probably about my 20s or late you know, towards the end of high school. And so yeah, like there's all these pages that we liked as like teenagers that are suddenly like becoming other pages or becoming businesses, and it's like, well, that's a bit fucking dodgy, like, because, you know, they've had permission and they've had permission to access your profile or whatever. So
Yeah, I've got a new opinion I've formed that is not a popular one, especially. I don't know if it's popular on either side, but you know how there's been proposed legislation, and I think some like light versions of this have even been passed in certain European countries. But the legislation that basically says internet companies should be responsible for what users post on their platforms, and there's been huge pushback against it from Google and Facebook and all of that. And I think from a lot of well-meaning people on both sides of the spectrum saying like, no, that'll stifle speech. If we can't say what we want to say, Google or Facebook couldn't possibly moderate their entire platform, and this would end internet companies as we know it. But I've kind of reached the opinion.
trying to do that.
I've reached the opinion that I am fully in support of that, and I think it's a necessary thing at this point. Like, I'm sorry, an algorithm is... the algorithms have gotten us to this horrible, dark place to begin with. I would be completely in favor of every internet company that hosts any content being responsible for what users post. Whether it's death threats, bomb threats, you name it, they should be responsible for all of that. And that's not a popular opinion, and I think most people would disagree with me.
I am both for and against.
Yeah, there's good reasons to be against it.
I mean, right now, the major social media companies, despite the whole Facebook right-wing thing, are relatively left, which does deal with a lot of hate speech. Like it's not necessarily... It's unfortunate that I guess being conservative has now basically just become purely synonymous with being racist, sexist, and homophobic, but like that is what it is, I guess. But like YouTube already makes it very hard for LGBT plus creators to monetize their videos. like, even just putting like a pride flag or whatever in your video thumbnail can cause problems and stuff like that. So I kind of am a bit like, well,
But see, I think that's because of the algorithm.
yeah,
In a world where they actually had to have human moderators and these things had to be completely re-envisioned, there is nothing against the law or wrong that any of those people are doing. You know, and
no.
I think, if anything, the reason it's so hard for them now is because, like, they are, I think, putting positive, good things that aren't breaking any laws. They're not, you know, we're not talking about death threats or anything. And if we had human moderators, that's the kind of stuff that would get through. If a regular ass person was viewing that, there'd be no reason to strike those down. That's my opinion.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like, though, I would worry that, like, if, say, we had a hard swing right or whatever, that even just, like, that kind of content wouldn't be appropriate for children. You know, like, it's like those groups of, like, 1 million mums or whatever who bitch whenever there's a gay kiss scene or whatever, you know, thing, despite being perfectly fine with, like, Sleeping Beauty basically being kissed while she's asleep, you know, like.
Well, that's part of the greater problem too. Is that when you think about everything that's out there, kids have just as easy access to all of that as we do. And I mean, when you start talking about the bad stuff, I mean, you know, not the stuff you're talking about, but like actual bad stuff. The fact that it's so easy for kids to be exposed to some of this horrible, vile shit. That's just yet another reason why I just feel like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, yes, there would be downsides to it, and I think it would hurt in some ways, but man, I feel like it would be for the greater good. Do we really need the internet?
To be fair, I do think Australia, from what I've heard, is actually, Google's been having and Facebook have been having major, like, hissy fits. Like, they keep bringing up these posts saying it's going to be harder to access things. So I think Goz is actually looking at stuff like that, because they weren't super impressed with that whole, like, when that New Zealand shooting happened in that mosque in New Zealand. There was a major thing in Parliament, which was kind of hilarious because, like, half of the people debating it were, like, the sort of people who would put their fucking Google search into their Facebook status bar. Like, you know, just straight up no idea how to access the internet or computers or how to do any of that shit. So it was kind of funny on that regard, but, like...
Oh my God, I ran into a piglin brute. Where was he all this time? Come on, buddy. I'm right here. Come on. Yes, come to me. Come to me, little piggy. Little piggy. I thought we had gotten them all.
Apparently not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm both for and against.
Yeah.
And I worry that it's dickheads like the guys in Parliament who are making those kind of decisions as to what would be considered, you know, good content or not.
I mean, I guess it's kind of, you know, maybe you could boil down one way to look at it. It's, do we give everybody a voice or do we give nobody a voice? And it's like, you can clearly see how that could be beneficial in some ways and can hurt in others. But when you look at the aggregate effect and what's healthier for society, man, I don't know. I think it's stop letting just everybody post whatever they want unfettered. And maybe we can rebuild a system where, you know, you can get back to being able to get the positives out of it without all the negative shit that comes along for the ride.
Yeah. I don't know. I genuinely just don't know. I am, to be perfectly honest, not 100% sure that humanity is even going to survive 2020, to be honest. Like, yeah,
I'm starting to... I'm honestly... Part of me worries that, especially here in America, like, there's kind of a non-zero possibility that we could have another civil war. And I'm not even joking, and that terrifies me.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that things are so bad, and, I mean, God, you just talk about what's happening.
Anywhere. Because,
Well,
nowhere will literally take you because, fuckwit of a president didn't take COVID seriously and all the borders are closed.
Well, and you have, him and his cronies, hell-bent on delegitimizing the election and basically trying to destroy our democracy as we know it. And I just can't believe that so many people are just standing by and just like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we support him. He's right. There is going to be massive amounts of fraud and blah, blah, blah.
Well, those guys who fucking were going to kidnap that governor.
Exactly. I mean, it's like this shit is starting to happen now, and it's just so scary.
I don't know. I am terrified for you guys. And in all honesty, it being the kind of year it is, what's to fucking stop him when the election results come in? Nah, don't believe it. I'm fucking king. I'm basically declaring myself leader of America. You guys just have to get over it. Because he knows he's fucking gonna go to jail, albeit, if the minute he's covered by the fact that he's the president. But I just
yeah.
And him getting COVID, did he actually get COVID? Or was this just some elaborate fucking... You don't even
Oh, he
fucking
definitely
know.
did. He definitely did.
Oh, yeah. But,
There's no question.
it's just
No, if... There's no way he... just given where he's at with everything, there's no way he would do anything to legitimize the illness. And that's why he's spending so much time trying to say he's magically cured and everything.
Yeah. One thing I have been following is Claudia Conway on TikTok. I haven't actually been watching it, but I've been deliberately searching for what she's
Who's
and
that?
stuff.
I'm not sure.
So Carrie Ann Conway's daughter.
Oh yeah, and her husband. So, she is a piece of shit, but her husband is one of the founding members of the Lincoln Project.
Yeah.
Which I love those guys. Oh my god, I watch their every video they release. I watch.
Wow.
I just think it's. I mean, yes, they're conservatives and everything, but at the very least, someone on that side is taking a principled stand and saying
Yeah.
I don't know.
So their daughter is really, really left. And she has been posting on TikTok and on Twitter a little bit. I follow her on Twitter. I don't have a TikTok account because it doesn't really interest me.
Yeah, fuck TikTok.
And just her mum fucking tested positive for COVID, but was walking around her house without a mask on and wouldn't,
Yeah, what's up with that? Why are people doing that?
Was straight up. And anyway, she's now been tested for COVID. I don't know if she's actually got it, but she's trying to fucking get emancipated, and just
emancipated from her
emancipated.
Family?
Sorry, I say it like I've been reading it.
Well, emaciated is an actual word too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a thing out here. So
right.
Foreign American politics. And just
Not Rocket said Vine was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate TikTok embodies. It is like the distilled terribleness of social media all rolled up into a horrible gross ball.
Yeah. But anyway, she's been posting all over, and she's basically trying to get released from her parents' care or whatever. But just holy shit, she is so funny and just really dry-witted and stuff, and there's all these old people, don't air your family's dirty laundry. It's yeah, but she might be the only thing between imagine some of the conversations that kid has overheard.
Yeah. I mean, it does get kind of to an interesting point where now it's become political to do the basic things a human should do to respect the life of other humans. That's become political. And I can't blame people for if their parents want to partake in that and be no, fuck you, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't want to do my part. I don't even know. I still I can't understand where people are coming from when they have that. Like it's about their freedoms or something. I
Yeah.
mean, then why don't you go walk around naked? Like, you know, you got to wear clothes.
Oh my
You
god, so
gonna
let
bitch
me
about that?
show you the mask that Mum's been wearing.
Your mom's been wearing a mask.
She's been wearing one because it's required, but have a look at this.
Well, I'm just saying it's required here as well, but we've seen a lot of people in stores that
No, it's straight up
refuse to.
like mandated from the government,
All right, hold on.
Victorian government. You can't, like, if she went in anywhere without a mask, she'd be
Yeah.
fined by the police.
Gross.
But like, it's sheer.
Oh, Not Rocket said, I loved Vine and I was sad when it got shut down. Yeah, I think a lot of people were.
So she basically cut the lining out of a perfectly good surgical mask. So, you know, like, it's just...
Man.
So, yeah, anyway, I've been following her. She's just fucking hilarious on Twitter, and I thoroughly recommend, like, checking her out because, like, she's... Well, I shouldn't say that about a 15-year-old girl, but, like...
I know what you mean.
Seeing her stuff because, like, yeah, she's, like, just totally... She might be the only good thing that's come out of that administration. Like,
Right. Well, I mean, Kellyanne Conway's husband is a huge anti-Trump person. I think he's still technically conservative, but...
yeah.
But yeah, man, that's some whacked out shit. And yeah, and it's just like all the misinformation and the way social media just drives you to, you know, people can't even, they don't even have the capability to understand the difference between like what's true and what's fake. Like if people are losing the ability to discern reality, to discern fact from fiction, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's not that hard to like look at what people are saying and doing, like things that are put out there, and be able to figure out what's actually true and what's bullshit. And the fact that so many people get it backwards is like, oh.
Everything around us is faked, though. Like, all of the stuff that we consume in media is airbrushed and, you know, altered and...
Well, but like when it comes to something like a global pandemic, the coronavirus, that should be very, very easy for people to look at and be like, yeah, that's real, that's deadly. Like to reach the viewpoint that this is fake, it's being made up, it's being blown out of proportion, requires so much willful ignorance, so much like just ignoring the reality that's right in front of you. There are so many different like valid places you can go to get real data. It just should be so obvious that the situation is as bad as it is, and that these people really are dying, and that there really are these steps we can take, and they really are going to save lives. But it's such a sad state of affairs.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just over it all. And
me too.
This year's been a total like wipe for me, like without all of the pandemic-y shit going on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just hard to like, I think too, like you just hit with it like all of the time too. It's like I log on to Twitter and like I'm mostly just following Minecrafters and sex toy companies and, you know, like not really necessarily stuff that you would think would be overly political, but
like Minecraft.
yeah, you know, like, but yet I still get a shit ton of it in my feed, like, you know.
I stay off the internet. I don't even. I'll log in and I'll look at the news, and the only reason I'm checking the news anymore is because I'm like, I want to know when a vaccine is ready and when we're rounding the corner and how everything's going. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
so
kind
awful.
of like, I just, you know, and it's like, There's pictures, like my newsfeed at the minute is filled with like, because it's foaling season here in Australia. And like, so my newsfeed is just filled with all of these pictures of cute fluffy foals that have, you know, just been born and shit like that. And then every second, you know, interspersed among all of these cute fluffy foals and cute pieces of artwork and shit like that, there's like X amount of people die from fucking COVID, or like people getting into arguments over it, and it's just like, for fuck's sake, like, you know, but it's like, there's a certain privilege in just being able to ignore that, like, as well, if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of, if you're ignoring all of that shit, you've obviously in a position within society where you can afford to ignore it, if that makes sense. Like, because you've got enough money to, or, you know, you aren't necessarily like working. I think too, for me, because I'm still like at work, I still have to go, you know, to work and interact with people. It's like, fuck, well, I need to, you know, be paying a bit more, find out how many people in our state were infected and in our area.
Well, but I mean, that's exactly my point, is that how are there people out there that are still doubters of it? Like, in what bubble are they living in that they could possibly still have the conclusion that this is all fake and it's being blown out of proportion? Like, I know at least one person, like personally, that's been infected, and I know another person that's died from it. Like, somebody that I worked with died from it. And it's like,
sorry to hear that.
I mean, it's fine. You know, it's not someone I was close to. It was someone, you know, that we worked with, like, on the client side, but it was someone I exchanged emails with and talked with on the phone and helped on a project. And, you know, I don't know. I guess there's still a lot of people out there that must spend so little of their time, like, out in the real world talking with real people, that they somehow still don't know anybody that's been affected by it.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, because if you're plugged into social media, that should expose you to such a, you know, large number of people. But then again, once you're working through that format, it's easy to just write off like other people claiming they have the coronavirus as, they're lying.
Or like,
they're making
it's
it
just
up.
the flu. I think too, the sad thing is that the more on top of it that we seem to be, because there's less like people getting infected and less people dying of it, the harder it is for people to take it seriously. And I think too that because it's dragged out for as long as it has, people are just like, you know, it's almost like panic fatigue. Like, people have been so afraid and so, like, you know, they've been really good for so long. Like, it's just like, get to that final stretch and people are just exhausted. It's just like, no, I just want to go out and, you know, live my life again. Like, I'm sick of stressing about this. I can't.
Right. And it's like, yes, totally get that, but wear a fucking mask. Like, it's like, just do that, and yes, you can go enjoy some life. And, you know, even the top infectious disease experts are supportive of, you know, people returning to some semblance of normalcy, as long as we're social distancing and wearing masks.
Yeah.
It's like, we can kind of have our cake and eat it too, but that so many people are hell-bent on saying, like, no, fuck you, it's my freedom. Like, my wife actually, at the store the other day, this really, really bitchy lady wasn't wearing a mask. Everyone else around her is. And someone asked her, like, you know, excuse me, can you please put on a mask? And she started cussing everyone out, and my wife wasn't even a part of the conversation, and she turned to her and said, let me ask you a question. Do you like wearing a mask? Because you look really fucking stupid with it.
What?
And this is just how disgusting and horrible people. Maybe people in Australia are a little more chill about it, but at least here in the States, like, there are people out there that, like, they want to just go around spitting in people's faces, and I don't know why.
So
It's
here
sick.
in Oz, or here in Victoria, where I live, from October 11, all Victorians must wear a fitted face mask when they leave home, no matter where they live. All Victorians must wear a fitted face mask. As restrictions ease and movement increases, the effectiveness of a face mask is more important, and it means that face shields, bandanas, scarves, or loose snoods, loose buffs, or loose neck guards on their own will no longer be considered a sufficient face covering. So basically, it has to be 3 layers and it has to be fitted to your face. So basically, they've made it now and it's just like, suck it up, like you've just got to fucking wear one. Like,
yeah. I don't. It's like, you want life to get back to normal. There's a way to do it, and there it is. Like, God, why? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just suck it up. Just suck it up. And
they've basically now made it that it has to cover your nose and mouth. Like, it can't be just over your mouth, because a lot of people were doing that. One thing that I am trying to find out as to what the consequences of that was, because apparently they're going to fine like people for like not wearing a mask.
Yep.
So
maybe, well, I guess it's not an issue there, but if they do that here, maybe those people's fines can go to pay the hospital bills of people they fucking infected.
Yeah. Wow.
God.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
That's the sad thing, is it's like, it's something that we're being asked to do as a courtesy to the other people around us. Like, when did we get to the point where we care so little about our fellow human beings that...
And, like, I have absolutely no sympathy for anybody, right? Because my shifts are in a real... Like, I work on a farm. And I spend a lot of time in hot, dusty, sometimes wet, like really gross environments, that, like, having this bit of stuff on your face that, you know, attracts the smell and gets really dusty and shit like that. Like,
it sucks wearing a face mask. Like,
and I just like, it's like I still manage to fucking do it for 8 hours a day. Like, I don't like doing it, but you know, like, just fucking suck it up. Like, I really, and apparently it's like a $200 fine if you get caught without a face mask on by the cops or whoever. And even like at drive-thrus, you're required. But we're in kind of in a weird lockdowny situation. And like down in Melbourne, they've basically been confined to their homes, unless you're like an essential worker. You're basically not allowed to leave except for like 2 hours a day of exercise. Any non-essential stuff's been shut down.
How many people have died in Australia from COVID?
I don't think that, like, I think it'll probably be maybe like... I'm kind of scared to Google it because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna, like, if I...
Right. I'm just curious, like, if it's... I mean, I imagine it's far, far less than what we've lost here in America. The fact that we've lost almost 250,000 people. Yeah. I mean, that is...
So
that's hard. I feel a great deal of shame and sadness. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I know one of the people, but I mean, that's really sad to me. Those are human lives. Those are parents and, you know, fathers and mothers and daughters and sons, and man, just how can people be so cavalier with their attitude about this? Like, these are human lives.
We've had 27,000 cases. 24,843 of those have recovered, and we've had 897 deaths from it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Less than 1,000?
Yeah, but we've also been massively locked down. Most of those have been in my home state of Victoria, where it's been 809 deaths.
I guess a human life is worth a lot more in Australia than it is here.
Wow. A big part of this, honestly, has been part of the Victorian Premier, who probably won't be voted in next election. He'll probably lose that. But he fucking locked it down fast. He has listened to the experts. He's basically done
what he should have done.
Everything he can do, despite having all of these people, my mother included, you know, bitching about him, and basically he's called Dictator Dan, and it's Dan's lockdown and all of this shit, and he's being accused of being in bed with the Chinese and all of this other shit.
What?
Uh,
That makes no sense to me.
yeah,
How do people arrive at that?
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I'm not interested in finding out because I don't really want a lecture from her. But my point is, like, he basically is probably one of the main reasons why it hasn't got, because I can pretty much guarantee you that if it was like the Liberal Party that had got in, they would have just opened everything up, left everything open, and we'd be like, you guys are dealing with in the States. And for those of you watching along from America, the Liberal Party in Australia is actually right-wing.
That's funny. Yeah, it always confuses me when you talk about the Liberal Party. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, I found it really confusing that like liberals are actually good people in America, because like here it's the Liberal Nationals. I think they're like, is it economically liberal but socially conservative? I don't know. I don't. Like I just, but they're pretty like conservative, and then you've got a couple of smattering of right-wing parties like that are further right than them, like Katter's Australia Party and Pauline Hanson's One Nation, and a few like left-wing parties like the Greens and stuff. The Six Party. And
speaking of Green Party, I saw a video clip of this guy that's, you know, running for president in the U.S. as the Green Party. And I mean, you know, in theory, I like the idea of having someone other than a Democrat and Republican running, but this is not the fucking year for that. I swear to God, he better not siphon any votes away from Biden.
Like, I don't get me wrong, I get, like, you know, Biden would basically be considered a right-wing politician in most other countries in the world. But, like, it's just like, just get rid of fucking Trump and then you can deal with whatever else. Like, just...
Well, Biden was Obama's vice president, and Obama was, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would say the most liberal president we've ever had.
Yeah, I'd still say out here he would be considered fairly right. Like, even
I guess maybe it's probably completely apples and oranges, because like for us, left wing means, you know, you're pro-choice, you're, you know, pro some level of gun control or reasonable gun control, I suppose. You're for people paying, especially wealthy people, paying their fair share in taxes. Like Biden is, you know, campaigning on raising taxes for the rich and corporations, kind of undoing some of those huge corporate tax cuts that the Republicans did. You know, he's not come out in support of the Green New Deal. And I can understand why. I mean, I think he has to appear as moderate as possible to, you know, attract some of those voters that are, you know, looking for someone who's not Trump but doesn't want to vote for what they see as a commie. Not that those people are communists, but you know how people are.
Yeah.
And really here, you don't, well, you know, Trump kind of changed things, but aside from him, you know, you're not usually voting for a person as much as you're voting for a party. You know, it's typically not an individual person or like a specific president that is like hammering their agenda through. There's usually some level of support broadly amongst the party they're a member of, and yeah. But of course, that all got thrown out the window when Trump was elected, because he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a supreme ruler.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, bro.
What's up, Dan?
You guys?
What's up?
I said not much, you guys.
I am tearing down this bastion. And I found another bastion, by the way.
Ooh.
You want to come tear down this bastion with me?
Yeah, where are you? I gotta grab another pickaxe.
Yeah, just head back on our path. Maybe this would be a good time to transition the conversation back to Minecraft.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Dan. We were just talking, politics and how much the world is kind of fucked right now.
Oh yeah.
But I think I've gotten it all out of my system.
Yeah.
You feel better?
I feel better.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not one for the politics and stuff. Mostly because I don't really understand a whole lot of it, so I just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, just do me a favor and just please vote for Biden.
I don't think I'm a registered voter.
What state do you live in?
Oregon, but
okay, that's a pretty safe blue vote.
Because the last time I voted, they said they couldn't verify my signature.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
I just saw a thing on the news
I
about that. You did vote by mail when you voted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always voted by mail too, but luckily my signature is pretty consistent.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why.
No, they did a news article on that.
When I was 18, I did my signature weird, so
exactly.
Now it's slightly different, and I was like, oh crap.
No, I'm serious.
That much.
Well, because mail-in voting is such a big thing this year, that was something they put a spotlight on. Is a surprising number of ballots get tossed out because because they actually do match the signatures. But when you actually look at the research, people change their signatures all the time, and sometimes people even have 2 or 3 signatures that they will use at a time. Just depending on what they're signing and how fast they're signing things. And
yeah, when I sign for my groceries and stuff, my card, it's real quick, sloppy.
Yep, because you're using your finger on the touchpad.
Yeah, if I'm doing a application or something that's really nice at work, it's because we have to sign in for meetings and stuff to show that we were there. And then again, you can see the D and you can see the A, the D for my first name, A for my last name. That's it. The rest of it's just scribbles. Sometimes they do smiley faces.
Dan.
Just in caps, just DAN.
Yeah, I want you to sign your name so that it evokes that. Dan!
Exclamation point. 2 A's and a Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Mine's never the same either. I can basically, the way my name's structured, I can kind of link the 2 letters together, and it just kind of, I've got it's bad, but it's here in Oz. It's actually mandatory that you vote. You get fined if you don't. So it's the way that we vote is, I don't know how mail-in voting works because I've never done it, but the polls here also open a couple of weeks early, so you can actually go into one of the council.
Yeah, and that's how it should work. I don't know why they do it on but one day here.
Because it means that people who are in jobs that don't allow them to leave are basically unable to vote.
Oh, we have one of our major political parties that does everything they can to discourage people from voting. So, but well, Dan, I hope you find a way to get registered and vote. I'm at least happy that you live in a blue state. So if you don't, I think there's an extremely good chance that we'll get the results we want.
Last time I voted, I just sat there and I just Googled who's taking more taxes from me, and I was just that person. I'm voting for the other guy. I just don't take my money.
Yeah, well.
No.
There's some better criteria to use. How about these days, the criteria I would use, which person is most likely to lead our country to absolute ruin? And I'm going to vote for the other guy.
This might be kind of fun. Second Civil War, raise your hands. No?
That's what I was just saying. We're kind of coming dangerously close to that point where civil war could break out. You got fucking militia groups trying to kidnap a governor. Yeah.
You saw that was on the news at work, and I literally stopped talking to the customer, and we were both just sitting there watching the news, like when it was unfolding.
And then you have a president who, like, his response is to bash the governor that almost got kidnapped.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Dude, we live in a
we
live in a
the
dark
first
world.
Bastion?
Yes, the
Yeah.
first.
I
Wait,
think
are
it's
you
just
aware of
one-
the second one? Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it. You were just telling me about it just a
Yeah.
minute ago. Where are you?
Oh, I'm
Quartz. I need these.
down here.
Crimson Roots. What are these for?
There's a lot. Oh, and I don't have Silk Touch, so I'm leaving all the Gilded Blackstone. Here, I'm down in the main. I'm down at the bottom. See how much
Do you
I've already
need
cleaned
gilded-
out.
Or do you need that to get the Gilded Blackstone?
I mean, if you want it, if you have Silk Touch, feel free. Just put it in. I put a bunch of chests over there.
Oh, no, I only got efficiency. Wait, I thought you could pick this up without a Silk Touch.
Gilded Blackstone?
Yeah.
No,
I
it
have a
turns
bunch
into
of-
gold nuggets. And I want to keep, because this is the only place Gilded Blackstone generates, I want to try to save as much of it as I can, because it's going to be a pretty rare block.
The path is bugging me. I'm fixing it real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just kind of haphazardly going around. There's just so much to mine up. Like, I've done all of this down here, and I barely scratched the surface.
I think I'll head up top. 'Cause I saw bone block. I don't think I have any bone blocks yet. What's those? There's some ideas and stuff I want to build. Now that I'm not moving houses every other weekend.
Moving houses? What do you mean?
Oh, because I moved back home. And then when we moved back when I moved from the apartment to the duplex, it took like 2 weeks to get internet and stuff. And then
Oh.
internet was poopy. And
Ew,
then,
nothing worse than
Roommate.
poopy internet.
yeah. And then
Should wipe
I
its
had
butt.
roommate problems.
You had roommate problems?
Yeah, then I had to move back home. And then I just haven't been online much the last little while. Basically hiding offline playing Legend of Zelda. Which I
Wait,
just started
are you
playing.
serious? Which Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, just the Breath of the Wild. I just
Yes!
started playing it like a week ago.
Yes. Did you
It
play
is
it
amazing.
because I was bitching about it, or encouraging you, or were you gonna do it anyways?
Well, I got a Switch when I was at the duplex, but I didn't have Zelda. So when I brought
Yeah.
it here, my sister wanted to play it, so I got it, and then she started playing it, and I saw it, and I was like, I was never into Zelda because I didn't understand like all the puzzles and everything. But I
Dude.
saw how this one was like
Yes.
like different, completely different.
In the best
And I was
way.
just like, okay, and I have not stopped playing it. I have to stop playing to go to work because I want to call into work to play it.
Dude, it is so good.
It's
It
bad.
is
And I
like
bought the DLC for it too.
I
I bought the DLCs and I'm doing the DLC.
yeah, so the last probably 4 weeks, I have gone back into that game so hard now. I think if I were to sum up the total time I've played Breath of the Wild, I'm probably over 250 hours now. And I had my original file that I got 200 hours on, and my kids, about 4 weeks ago, they both asked me to start a new file. So I started a new file, and like I am more hooked than I've ever been. And I even recently reloaded today and yesterday. I spent all day playing back on my original file, just trying to 100% everything.
I'm full of stuff. I got so many gubs. Who wants string? I have like 4 stacks of string.
Just throw it in you can throw it in those chests in the hallway. I put a bunch of chests over there.
In the hallway.
Yeah, they're for all the materials we're digging
Ooh,
up.
there's-
So
Has anyone seen all these hoglings up here? There's
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm
There's like
scared of
7.
them. So how far are you in Breath of the Wild? Have you done all the
So
divine
I
beasts?
I did the water one.
Yes, Varuta.
Yeah, and I found all the armors, or all the armor pieces for that lady. That's like your friend or girlfriend or whatever.
Mifa.
The water chick. That's in the flashback.
Right, you mean you got the Zora armor?
Yeah, I got all the pieces for that, and then I defeated the divine beast, and then I've been running around, and I was gonna go up whatever divine beast up north from that. Ah! Oh, this might kill me.
You mean Varudanya, the one on Death Mountain?
Yeah. And then I stopped to go south because I wanted to get an armor set. So I found. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, dude, that's what I've found in that game is like there's so much in every little corner of the game. Like half the time, I just pick a direction. I'm like, I'm going that way, and on the way to wherever I'm going, I find about 1 billion interesting things to do and enemies to fight. And
Yeah.
have you fought a Lionel yet?
I was sitting there like grabbing food and stuff, and I realized I could cook the food, and I figured out how to cook. So
Oh, the cooking is the
I literally
best.
like pick a direction and start doing like all the seed things, like the cork seeds or whatever.
If you ever need any advice, like I feel like I've reached almost pro level with that game. Have you fought a Lionel yet?
No, but I have 3 of them marked where their locations are at to go back and kill them at some point.
Yeah, so in my file, I have just been tearing through Lionels. I'm able to beat the toughest ones, like the silver white mane Lionels, in less than 30 seconds without them even touching me because I have a strategy that just shreds them so quickly they can't even do anything.
I'm also out of arrows right now.
So
Completely ran out.
So if you need arrows, do you have a lot of rupees? Like how much money do you have?
I had a lot. I just maxed out the house.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because the house gives you, if you've maxed that out, then you can actually store some weapons and armor, or weapons and shields and stuff there.
Yeah, that's what I did. I took all my favorite looking ones and I just slapped them in there.
But yeah, what I would do, when you run out of arrows, just start fast traveling back to every stable and to Kakariko Village and to Hitino Village and Laurelin Village if you found that yet. And the stocks, as long as you fall below 50 arrows, when a blood moon happens, the shops will all restock their arrows. And so you can easily, if you hit up all the shops, all the stables, depending on how many you have, you could easily end up with over 100 arrows just from purchasing them from the shops.
My sister said she found a... Did you ever do like the stranded event thing on the island?
I've done everything. I have 100%, except I have not gotten all 900 Koroks. That's the only. I mean, I'm at like
that's
300.
The one thing I might not go for is I want to get all the shrines and everything. I don't think I want to get all 900.
Yeah. No, I got all 120 shrines. I got the tunic of the wild. Yeah, and that island is called. It's Link's classic gear. His green outfit with the green hat and everything. You only get it after you've beaten all 120 shrines. And then, yeah, the island you're talking about is called Eventide Island. And when you land on it, they take all your gear away.
Yeah, I was doing that today.
Yeah.
I almost beat it, but I didn't realize that if you die, it makes you go back to the mainland. And I was fighting the giant dude.
The Hinox, yeah.
Little orb thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, the best way to fight the Hinox...
Like,
the best way to fight him is, you know the hill above him that has the electric choo-choos?
Yeah.
Kill all the enemies up there, and then just stand on that hill and just throw bombs at him over and over and over and over, and he'll eventually die.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because when they take all your armor away, like, those guys are pretty easy to fight when you actually, like, have some good bows and weapons, and you can maneuver around.
You can find some fairly quickly in that.
But yeah, I did that one by just, like, literally standing up on that hill and just tossing bomb after bomb until he was dead. I
kept running around and
50 bombs.
stasising the boulders because there's boulders up there, and I would throw them at them. And I'd run down there, throw the boulders at them again.
Have you upgraded your stasis to stasis plus?
No, because I need one more core.
Okay.
I keep searching stuff, and I have not gotten another core.
Just keep doing shrines. You'll get cores. There's a lot of shrines that give you cores.
I want to get the blue armor that he has, though.
The blue armor that who has?
It's like the blue. It's like the shirt and stuff he wears, and like all the cutscenes and stuff.
Wait, you don't have the blue shirt?
No, I don't know where to get that.
Okay, so all right. So you did at the beginning of the game. You went and talked to Impa, right?
Yeah, old lady.
At Kakariko, and then she told you to go to Hitino Village and go to the observatory up there. And you met Pura.
Yeah, the little munchkin.
Yeah, the girl who reversed her age and became a child again, and she's really over 100 years old.
Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah, because you have the ability to do those upgrades. Now, when you went there, they unlocked the camera ability for your Sheikah Slate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the camera ability. Did you go back and did you talk to Impa after that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then did you talk to that Picango guy outside in Kakariko? He shows up, he's there, and he's at like all of the stables. And when you talk to him, you can show him it basically Link will show him a picture.
Quest.
He's the guy
Like the
that
quest
sits
giver?
there painting. He's the painter.
Oh, okay, I have seen it. I haven't talked to him yet because I didn't want to take. I thought he had a quest. I didn't take his quest.
Oh, you know you want it because when you talk to him, so go back to Kakariko, talk to him, and Link.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab my Switch. Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta do this while I'm talking to you. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Well, there's a little bit more you have to do than just talk to him. You have to get your first memory, your first lost memory. Yeah, my son is playing through on his own file right now too. So when I'm not playing, I'm helping him get through certain parts.
All right, it's booting up.
Okay, so what you're going to go to Kakariko.
Okay.
You're going to see the guy that's painting. He's like he does these really vicious strokes with his paintbrush, and it's it's kind of silly. But he's standing kind of right out in the main area in front of Impa's house, close to the campfire where the chicken will sometimes walk over the campfire and burn itself.
I did attack chickens. I wanted to see if it was still a thing.
Oh, it is.
I love.
Do you know if you bring a chicken with you to battle and you can get the enemies to attack it, you can get a horde of chickens to attack your enemies?
No.
Yep. And if you see any enemies near a beehive with bees buzzing around it, and you shoot the beehive out, the bees will swarm around the enemies and kill them. There's a lot of cool ways to use the systems in the game to help you in combat. All right. So anyway, let me know when you're in Kakariko, or when you teleport to the shrine that's right above Kakariko. Man, we're gonna get so much material out of this bastion. I'm glad I'm doing this because, like, these are some of the best new materials.
You guys seen some of the new stuff coming out?
Yeah,
Copper.
yeah, the copper looks awesome. All the new cave biomes, like, holy shit!
Right?
This is gonna be another amazing one.
Only thing is that enemy, that warden or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's kind of cool too that we've gone so far in the Nether. I think it gives us an easy way. Like once that update hits, we'll have an easy way to emerge in a brand new area of the world. Oh, I'm really glad you're playing Zelda. It's such an amazing game, and it's kind of becoming. I'm close to saying it is my #2 favorite game of all time, right behind Minecraft. Not a lot of games reach that status.
Mm-mm. Okay, so let's see.
Now, do you have the main quest? Like, it's called like Locked Mementos or something like that. It's a quest related to like finding all your memories. There's like 13 memories you need to find.
Oh yeah, that's the one for finding the 12 pictures or whatever, right?
Yeah, is it called Locked Mementos?
I'm not seeing that quest, but I have the pictures for it.
Is it in your
captured memories?
Okay, so you see all the pictures. In your picture album, that first page is all the pictures like that are basically tied to your memories. You need to go to those locations to basically trigger a cutscene where Link remembers a memory from 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you at right now?
I'm talking to the old lady again because I activated the quest.
Okay, so yeah, once you've talked to her, because yeah, she's a part of the quest. She basically tells you like, hey, you need to start remembering shit. I'm not going to give you that tunic until you start remembering shit. Something to that effect. She doesn't say it that way, but. And then yeah, once you finish talking to her, go out, talk to that painter guy, and Link is going to hand him the Sheikah slate and show him a picture. And that guy's going to basically tell you exactly. He's like, oh, I know where that is. And he's going to tell you with a fair amount of detail, like where you need to go to like find that location. And once you get to that location, you'll see a little glowing spot on the ground.
I think I've done that. I've already done that, but I don't know where he told me to go.
Well, I can tell you where. You need to go to the Lanayru Promenade. And so you basically need to, the Great Fairy Fountain right up behind Kakariko Village?
Mm-hmm.
You need to continue following that road down to the end. And then you have basically a forked path from there where you can go left or right. And you want to go right. And you're going to go all the way down. It's kind of this narrow corridor where there's like a river or kind of water off to your right. And then there's kind of a narrow pathway you're going to follow all the way down until you reach an arch, and you'll see your memory right in front of that arch. It's really easy to find. If you just follow that path, you won't miss it at the end. But when you're done, do not proceed any further because there's a Lionel in the field up ahead. And he will fucking murder you unless you're ready.
To the road, go right. I see the Great Fairy Fountain.
So yeah, if you're at the fairy fountain, keep going forward, and then if you look on your map, it might even, I don't know if the name is already there or not, but it's called the Lanayru Promenade. And obviously there's going to be some enemies. I think there's some moblins and some Lizalfos.
Is there weird?
On that
I don't know. I just went down the path. I thought I was going the right way, but it's It's a glowing orange thing that looks like it takes an orb.
Oh no, you're up in the forest above Kakariko Village, right?
Yeah.
No. Go back to the fairy fountain. Just let me know when you're at the fairy fountain. And then once you get there, just like stand there facing the fairy fountain.
Okay, I'm facing the fairy fountain.
Okay. Now turn 90 degrees to your right and just go in that direction. So you don't want to go up into that forest behind you. You want to literally follow that path down. And then at the very end of the path, there's going to be a little traveler that's a Yiga clan member in disguise. On the right-hand side. Let me know when you see him. Yeah, he's just going to look like a traveler off on the right-hand side, right where the fork is. Like when you follow that road down, you're going to see, you'll get to the end. You can either go left or you can go right. And on your right there is going to be what looks like a little traveler trying to get your attention, but he's really a Yiga in disguise, and he'll attack you if you talk to him.
I'm distracted. There's a seed puzzle here I'm trying to do real quick.
The one where you have to put a metal block. You have to fit it in with the little thing. Yep.
So I'll completely forget about this.
Yeah, and if you ever find a Korok puzzle and you don't want to do it, you can put a stamp on your map to like.
Oh, I keep forgetting I can do that.
Yeah.
I do that for the Lionels and stuff. Or like if there's a shrine I do, but I couldn't get a chest, I do the same thing.
Yeah, there's even a stamp that looks like a little Korok seed, so that you can like remind yourself of where they are if you want to go back and get it later.
Oh my goodness, there is. Holy cow. Okay, you said hang right.
Yep. Now you see the traveler / Yiga guy right there.
So should I talk to him or don't talk to him?
I mean, if you want to fight, if you're equipped and ready to fight him, you can talk to him. Have you fought any Yiga yet?
Never.
Never? How many hearts do you have?
I can give myself a bonus 20.
I mean, you can fight them, but they're pretty fast. So if you fight them, I would recommend using a spear, or well, you said you didn't have many arrows, so I don't know. Maybe just skip him for now.
Okay.
So just hang to your right, and then you're gonna follow. It's gonna take you a little bit. You're gonna follow that path all the way down to the end. And I mean, you literally can't miss it as long as you stay on the path. You'll need to fight some enemies along the way. When you get to the end of it, there's an archway. And right in front of the archway, and it like leads into the next area basically. Right in front of it, you'll see a big glowing spot on the ground, and you just need to walk up to it and press A, and then Link. You'll see a cutscene where Link recalls a memory from 100 years ago from when they were in that area. And there's basically that. So that's the first of like 12 or 13 memories, and so you'll go to various places throughout Hyrule. And there will be other places like that where when you find them, you'll basically the game will slowly reveal like these various things that happened to Link back before he was, taken out and had to go to the Shrine of Resurrection.
I wonder if that's going to be a thing in the next one, because the next one they're making a prequel to this.
No, well, so what the game that's coming out is called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's not a Zelda game. It's like more of a Dynasty Warriors type of game. And it basically takes place during that time period 100 years ago, when they were trying to prepare for Ganon, and basically before everyone got killed and Ganon ended up winning. But the next Zelda, the Breath of the Wild 2 that they're making, is actually a sequel to this game. Like, it takes place after this game.
Did I follow this path all the way down by the river?
Yeah. Yeah, follow that path. Stay out of the water because there's going to be a lot of Lizalfos there, and you probably don't have enough stamina to really be able to swim very far.
I only have 2 stamina upgrades.
How many heart upgrades do you have? I mean, do you have 3? You have 4 hearts, 5 hearts?
I have like 7 hearts.
Oh, okay, good. You're doing all right then.
So I see the boat, and I just run past that.
The boat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember a boat. Just stay on the path. It's gonna take a little bit to get to the end, and you'll have to fight some enemies. So just stay on that path and keep going straight. Don't stray. Don't stray from the path. All right, I am about spent on this pickaxe. I'm gonna need to go back and get another one. Wait. Are you getting shot at?
Yep, I just had to dive inside real quick.
Yeah, if you need any tips or you need to know anything in this game, obviously you can look it up, but you could also just ask me. And I think I've pretty much got everything committed to memory.
I think I'm probably gonna head off, so I'll catch you guys later.
Okay.
Bye, Russ.
Well,
Bye.
it was good chatting with you, Russ. Have a good night.
Yes.
Hope your computer
Yeah.
gets better.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. All right. Okay, just so you know, I'm going to run back to our little nether base. I got to change out my pickaxe and stuff, so I won't be here to protect you.
That's all right. I just dug a hole and poured myself in it.
Have you, by the way, have you gone up Mount Lanayru and freed the dragon up there?
No.
Oh. Do you have the shrine quest that has you do that?
Is that the one where you talk to the bird?
Talk to the bird?
The guy with the instrument?
No. No, it's in Hitino. If you've gone through Hitino Village and talked to everybody, one of the quests that you pick up, I don't remember from who, but one of the quests is a shrine quest, and it has you head up to Mount Lanayru, and you get to free the dragon. It's got a bunch of malice all over it.
Out of which village?
Hitino?
Tino. Okay, that's where your house is.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know if I've grabbed any side quests from there because I saw the quest to get the house. So I saved up a bunch of money, then
Yeah.
just maxed it out. Oh, there is a glowing goose thing. Recall.
It's a good cutscene too, so enjoy it. And then, yeah, once you're done with the cutscene, go back and talk to Impa. Hmm. Oh yeah, so that's the other thing. The playthrough that I'm doing right now with the kids, since I started the game over from scratch, I'm doing the no teleport challenge. So I am not teleporting anywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm going on foot or on horseback.
In your current playthrough?
Yeah. Yeah, so far we've beat one divine beast, Varudanya, and I've stuck to it. I have not teleported once.
Have you ever got the motorcycle?
Yeah, I have it in my main file. Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. Okay, gray shulker box, light gray. Oh, I forgot I had all of that there. Hmm. I need some more arrows. I wonder if I put any in my survival box. I did not.
Gotta say, this cutscene's pretty cool to see, because when it cuts back to Link, I have the, what is this armor called?
Is it the Hylian armor?
No.
Or the Hylian guard armor?
No,
Or
the Phantom Garen armor.
Oh, the DLC armor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So like, it's kind of cool seeing like that happen, like with the game finally being released and everyone getting ready, and then like, oh, how
Yeah.
this one's good. I should become good again.
Yep.
Hi, Snow.
Oh, what's up, Snow?
Hello.
Hello. Have you, do you only have one fairy fountain, Dan? Or have you gotten a second one yet?
I did not know there's more than one.
There are 4 fairy fountains throughout the world. And have you started upgrading any of your armor?
Yeah, I started upgrading
Okay.
the one I usually use, but since I got the Phantom Garen, I've just been using that.
Okay, well, when you get your champion's tunic, the blue shirt, I believe that is the best chest piece in the game. I mean, now, of course, there are others that give you a set bonus. And so, you know, technically, like, if you have a full set of Guardian armor, you know, that's going to be better than wearing the blue shirt. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting the champion's tunic upgraded, and it also shows how much HP enemies have when you're wearing it, so you can actually see exactly how many hit points each enemy has.
So just the bar.
Instead of just the bar, yeah. I mean, you still see the bar, but it actually shows numbers above it. So have you already teleported back to Impa?
Yeah, I'm running up and talking to her right now.
Ah, sweet. Yeah, so you should be good. I'm pretty sure that at this point she'll hand over the tunic.
Yay!
You got it? Yes.
Is that the only piece of champion armor?
Yes, it's just that. There's not a full set. Yeah, there's so many different sets of armor you can get in the game, like it's ridiculous. And so that's the downside to the DLC armor, is that it's kind of worthless once you start upgrading your main armor, because none of it can be upgraded. You cannot.
I thought I was a little bummed out.
Yeah, so as cool as it is, it's like once you get all the other in-game armor, all of the base armor in the game can be upgraded fully. Like, yeah, there's 4 full upgrades, and so and they all, there's basically an armor set for each type of ability. You know, whether it's shock resistance or stealth up or attack up, or whatever the bonuses you get from the DLC. None of those are unique. You'll find armor in the base game that gives you the same bonuses, and it can be upgraded.
Yeah, that's why I was liking the Ganon armor, because it gives you a stealth bonus, where it gives you stealth up, and then the bonus is attack damage.
Yeah, did you get the Sheikah armor in Kakariko?
Which one is Sheikah?
Yeah, in Kakariko Village, the one building that sells armor, they sell Sheikah armor, and it gives you a stealth. That's the one that gives you a stealth up bonus.
No, yeah, I don't have that much yet.
Yeah,
because I was saving all my money for the house.
Yeah, I think you need around 1,500 or 2,000 rupees total to be able to get the full set.
600 for the chest piece, and I think 300 for the other 2.
Oh, okay, so maybe not quite as.
Or 300 a piece. Kind of thing, that one. Fairy fountain, I'd like to upgrade my tunic.
And yeah, that's what the other thing I love about the game is every single thing you get has multiple uses. Like, even if you think when you're killing bokoblins and you've killed 1,000,000 of them and you have 75 bokoblin teeth and horns and all of that shit is useful, and it's useful in multiple ways. Whether you're selling it to that Kilton guy, the monster guy, to get Mon so that you can buy his unique stuff, or you're going to a great fairy to upgrade your gear. I would just say don't ever hesitate to pick up any item you can, whether it's food, parts that monsters drop, guts, Lionel hooves. Like, every single thing is super, super useful and important in that game. And you may not see it, you may not be able to tell now, but as you get further in the game, you'll find out just how many uses they have. And if for nothing else than just to be able to cook, because the cooking is so robust in that game. I mean, you can really make some super useful recipes.
Fruit things that you can mix 5 of them up, and it gives you a full recover, and it gives you 20 hearts.
Let me think. Is it? Well, it's going to be a big hearty. So the name of the fruit usually indicates what kind of bonus it's going to give you. And so if it's a hearty radish or a hearty truffle or a big hearty radish or big hearty truffle or a hearty bass, anything that has the word hearty in it, if you cook that with other ingredients, and you need to make sure not to mix and match ingredients with effects, because they'll cancel each other out. So if you're trying to make food or a potion that's going to give you bonus hearts, do not cook it with something that's gonna give you stamina, because the two will cancel each other out.
I did notice that, because I was like, I can get hearts and stamina out of this.
Nope. It's only ever one. And so what you want to do when you cook, you first decide, okay, what bonus am I trying to get? Do I want more hearts? Do I want more stamina? Do I want attack up? Do I want defense up? Do I want shock resistance, fire resistance, frost resistance? Do I want sneak up? Do I want speed up? And so you go through, you pick whatever food items correspond to that, and then you pick a bunch of other neutral foods to go with it. And neutral foods are things like apples, palm fruit, wild berries, all of the meats. Like any of the different types of meat, whether it's a prime meat or raw meat or whatever, eggs, acorns, rock salt, butter, milk, rice, Hyrule herbs, Hylian mushrooms.
It's a hardy durian. That's the one that gives you the.
Okay, yeah, a hardy durian. Yep, or durian.
Durian.
Hardy durian. Yep. And it'll tell you, when you read the description, it'll tell you what kind of bonus it's going to give. So yeah, when you cook, and I would pick a few of those. Like if you cook like 2 or 3 of them, and then for the other, because you can hold up to 5 items, for the other 2 or 3, pick something like meat and milk or eggs and salt or whatever, and it'll give you like a much more powerful effect. Or you can just cook 5 of the item together and get like a crazy high effect, but then it won't restore as many hearts usually. So yeah, the cooking is it's a really cool cooking system. It's, I think, the best implementation of like a cooking mechanic in a video game that I've ever seen. All right. This bastion is going to take quite a while to tear down. I just can't believe how I've already been working at this for like 2 hours and I feel like I've barely made a dent. So you're gonna do Varudanya next? You said Death Mountain.
I was thinking about it.
It's a really cool one.
I keep getting
it's a
attacked
super
by
cool
the
one.
flying drone things.
The flying drone things?
'Cause I'm trying to get one of the towers over there, and they're guarding the tower.
Oh, yeah. If you take a sneaky enough path, you can bypass them. Those guys are pretty tough at that level, until you get, better weapons and bows. You really need bows to take those guys out because they fly.
That's what I'm doing right now, is going around and clearing out lower level areas to scoop up all the arrows. I'm gonna save. Back to mining still.
So anyway, yeah, back in Minecraft here.
Back in
Once I I wanted to get all this material just because this is going to be really good building material, but I'm going to start building a little base in the Nether. I extended our tunnel out a little further, and I already mentioned, but to just say it again since Snow I don't think was on yet. I found another bastion. So we have a brand new fresh bastion we can explore, and somewhere around there I want to build my own little Nether base. It'll be fun. Are you doing bed exploding?
No, that is a guess.
Oh,
And then I was about to shoot him with an arrow, and he went out of render distance.
bastard.
I know.
No, I was thinking it'd be really cool. Oh, and just, I don't know. This just made me randomly think, I can't believe we're getting wireless redstone.
Right?
That is so cool. But anyway, what made me think about that is one thing that I'm kind of tempted to try doing is when I build my base, it'd be cool to have like a little drawbridge that you have to activate to get to it, and to use the new target block to bring the drawbridge down. Like shoot the target block and then activate activate some kind of a circuit that'll make the bridge accessible.
What would the drop bridge be made out of?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a flying machine that pushes the blocks into place. Or not. I haven't given more than 5 seconds of thought to it, so we shall see.
Oh, hello, baby.
All right, well, I'm starting to feel like some progress has been made on this bastion here. God, I almost feel like once we have this whole thing wiped out, like maybe we need to build another structure in its place. Maybe make our group base here the entrance to the New Netherlands. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know exactly what it is, but Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is just... I mean, it's damn near a perfect game. I know some people don't like it as much, you know, because it does break a lot of conventions of the Zelda series,
It's
but
not true Zelda.
it is just so good, man.
Leave me alone. I don't want to play. I really don't want to play. Got it.
Oh, and pro tip, as you're exploring, have you I assume you've come across lots of luminous stone at this point, right?
A little bit. I usually sell it.
Well, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Is use a mark on your map with a stamp. Like pick a stamp that you want to correspond to like ore deposits. Mark all the locations of the luminous stone because it is one of the best things you can farm for rupees. Because each luminous stone sells for 70 rupees. And like, man, you can like some of those deposits will have like multiple ore veins there, and I mean it's easy to rack up a lot of luminous stone.
Yeah, I always have a hammer on me just to smash the stone up real quick.
Yep, good call. That's exactly what I do. I'll also, a lot of the times, if I have enough room in my inventory, I'll bring an axe with me too, so I can cut down trees. And you know that you can cut down a tree, and then when the log has fallen, you can swing your axe at it to turn it into wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for like making fires and stuff. And then also just for like breaking wooden crates and wooden barrels and things, an axe is really handy for that.
Okay. I need to make a deposit at the bank. I have lots of stone.
Okay. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all of this out. Let's put these types of things in here.
Yeah, I gotta go grab my. I thought I had my box on me. Put my personal stuff in, and I forgot it.
Have you started the quest chain for Terrytown?
No.
Well, when you bought your house, did you talk to Hudson and did he say he was going off to Akala?
Yeah, I have that. I just haven't gone and talked to him yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably one of the best side quest chains, and it's very elaborate and a very long. The earlier you pick it up, the better, because as you go throughout the world, there are various people that you're going to need to convince to go to Terrytown and help start this town. You basically get to build a town from scratch.
Do you become like the mayor of the town?
No. But it's worth doing because there's a lot of useful like shops and items and things that you can get there once it's done. But yeah, I love the fucking music in that game too. Zora's Domain, that's probably some of my favorite video game music right there. Almost got this whole first floor of the Bastion completely wiped out. God damn it. I hate that skeletons spawn here.
Oh, that's what almost killed me. Luckily, I had my undying totem.
Did it actually activate?
Yeah, I was sitting there and I saw it coming at me, but he was like full on sprinting the whole time in a circle around me.
Yeah.
I got another one.
So yeah, I'll say, so on Zelda, on my main file, I have all 120 shrines. I have about 300 Koroks. I have every armor set. I think I have every armor. Actually, no, there's a couple I still haven't gotten because there's just so goddamn many. I've completed all but 5 side quests because there's 90 side quests in the game. I've obviously beat the game a couple of times. So yeah, my goal, what I basically, it's so weird loading up a save file that I hadn't played in 3 years. And like, I just got back into it, and within a couple of hours, I'm like completely fucking hooked. Even though I don't have any shrines left to do, because at this point, I want to get every Korok. So I still have like 600 Koroks I need to get. I want to upgrade every armor piece to the max. And that's going to require ridiculous amounts of resources and all that stuff.
Tell me that they have question marks. What is that? Why did they do that?
What has a question mark?
Like, I upgraded my armor ones. Like,
it's because you haven't yet gotten to the other fairy fountain.
I'm getting killed by an enderman.
Oh. But yeah, I'll just tell you, there's another fairy fountain in Akala. If you go to the Akala region, there's a fairy fountain there. There's one near in the Gerudo Desert, and then there's another one near what do you call them again? The Rito. It's not that close to the Rito, but it's on that side of the map.
Yeah.
And so each ferry you have to have rupees. The first ferry I think you can free for 100 rupees. The second one you need 500. The third one you need 1,000, and the fourth ferry you need 10,000 rupees.
Jeez.
And once you've freed them, then you can go back to any ferry. You can even go back to the first one, and they'll all be able to upgrade your armor that many times. So because you have one fairy fountain, you can upgrade each armor piece just with the first upgrade. Once you free the second fairy, you can use any fairy fountain to get the second upgrades going for your armor. And then, of course, as you would imagine, each upgrade requires more difficult components, things that are a little harder to get than, some of those first upgrades are pretty basic, like just all you need is bokoblin horns and a few things here and there. I don't know, it's just a really cool system. I love how interconnected everything is. Have you played Breath of the Wild, Snow?
Yeah, I've beaten it a couple times.
Have you tried, have you done all the shrines or just kind of done the main path?
I just play through the story.
Fair enough. That's a good game. Yeah, for me, that game brings out my completionist tendencies, and even though there's no achievements or trophies on the Switch, just that game drives me to want to get everything maxed out. And man, I cannot believe how quickly I'm able to melt Lionels. Like, I just dropped on a white mane Lionel, and I mean, I dropped him in less than 30 seconds. Just because, you get the champion's abilities. So you have Mifa's Grace, right, Dan?
Yeah, the one that heals you.
Right. So if you get, basically, if someone deals a killing blow, it's like, I assume you've picked up some fairies at this point?
Yeah, every time I go by the village, I run up and snap a few.
And you know how to get all the fairies, right?
I just pick them up.
Crouch and sneak up on them, and they won't fly away.
I just bomb rush in there and grab like 2 of them.
Dude, and my entire first playthrough, I did not know that you could sneak up on them, so that's what I would do too. I would run in as fast as I could, and I'd maybe get 2 out of 4 of them. But yeah, if you crouch and you sneak up, they will stay. I mean, you can walk up and you can get each and every one of them. And you want to know another cool trick? Have you ever gone to the fairy fountain and there's no fairies there? if you have fairies in your pouch, go select them, as many as you have, up to 5, and hold them like you would hold food that you're about to cook. And as long as you're standing like right near the fairy fountain, as soon as you start holding those fairies, the fairies will respawn. Other fairies will respawn, and then you can put them right back in your pocket, and you can go pick up the fairies.
So I also know that you can cook fairies. Or you
Don't cook them.
Like
Don't do that.
They sprinkle the stuff. They sprinkle their dust on your food.
Yeah, no, you want fairies for one reason and one reason only, and that is to come bail you out when you're about to die.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, Mifa's Grace is great and all, but it has a cooldown, and if it...
30-minute cooldown.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you want to have fairies in your pocket to resurrect you, or to basically, yeah, give you some life. Because in some of those more difficult battles, especially if you're fighting a Hinox or a Stone Talus or one of those, and you know you don't have a large number of parts.
Talus earlier. I kind of ran into him on accident.
Yeah, they're really easy once you know how they work.
Yeah, I was like attacking him. I'm like, why aren't they doing damage? And I saw there was spore on his back.
Yep.
I was just like, oh.
Well, so what you want to do is you either want to target that ore, assuming it's a regular Stone Talus, and that will kind of knock him down to where he'll lean down, and in that moment that he leans down, climb up on top of him, and then you can stand on top of his body and target the ore, and then just do a charge attack with your weapon, like press and hold Y. And if you're holding like a big two-handed weapon, you'll literally just swing around endlessly, just smacking the crap out of his ore. And if you have a powerful enough weapon, you can take him out in like 5 seconds.
That's what I was trying to do with the hammer, but I couldn't. I guess I probably should have tried to lock onto him because I was trying to spin around. I could get like 2 hits and then I got knocked off.
Yeah, always hold ZL to target in. You definitely want to do that. And then yeah, as long as you're holding ZL and targeting the ore, just start spinning. And you'd be surprised how quickly you knock his health. And he'll buck you off after, if it takes you too long and you don't fully take him down, he'll buck you off and you'll have to repeat. But
dude, there must be like a gas spawn or something because they just keep coming.
oh, it's because we're near a Soul Sand Valley, and they spawn. They're the only enemies that spawn, I think, in Soul Sand Valleys.
Taking this top floor down a ways.
Nice. Yep, I'm working from the bottom up. You're working from the top down.
I don't have any. I only have the one fancy pick, but I don't have anything to fix it up with.
So on a random life note, I am experiencing fall for the first time in my life. Well, not in my life. First time since I was a little child.
Really?
Yeah. Arizona, or at least Phoenix and Tucson, you don't have fall. There are no trees with leaves to turn any other color.
Does it just get slightly colder?
Yeah. There's literally, it's just hot and not as hot. You don't get... that's part of why we want it out of there, is like it's just the years or two, they all blend together. So yeah, this is the first time my kids have ever experienced it, and first time I've experienced since I was a kid, just seeing all the trees outside, the leaves changing yellow and orange and red, and oh my god, it is magical.
Is it super rainy over there?
No, we haven't had a drop of rain in like 2 months. Yeah, Colorado is it's kind of part of why we wanted to move here. It's one of the, you get 4 seasons, but we only get like 18 inches of rain a year. So like a lot of people like it here because it doesn't rain very much. We like it because even though it doesn't rain very much, it rains infinitely more than it does in Phoenix, because Phoenix only gets 8 inches of rain a year.
So, Oregon's a wet state.
Yeah. What do you get, like 70 inches of rain a year or something?
Google it right now for you.
Or maybe 50. 70 might be a little high. Maybe like 40 to 50.
$38 per year.
So you get about twice what we get. A little over twice what we get.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of September, we got like an early frost, and it snowed. It snowed on like September 6th.
What?
Yeah, yeah. We got a crazy cold front from the Arctic. Like an Arctic cold front rolled in, and it happened to be there's like rain in the forecast, and we got like 4 inches of snow. So yeah, we've already, even though we've only lived here since July, we've already gotten to experience some snow, and it was glorious. Telling you, man, we made the best decision of our lives getting the fuck out of Phoenix.
Sounds like it. Get away from all the heat and stuff, get somewhere cooler.
Yeah, and seriously, man, I don't think people realize how amazing Four Seasons is until you've lived for an extended period of time in a place where it's like always the same. Like, I mean, I think as human beings, we crave change. Like, we need shit in our lives to be a little bit different throughout the days and weeks and years.
Yeah.
And
slight variation, doing the same thing will drive you crazy.
Yeah, Phoenix, like, not only is it never raining, but it's also always hot. So it's just a blue sky all the time and fucking hot. And then other times of the year it can be quite nice, but it doesn't get cold enough for snow. There's the types of plants there, we don't have deciduous trees in Phoenix, so there's no leaves to change. They're all desert plants.
Is it a lot of brown?
It's a lot of brown, yeah. I mean, there are times it can be pretty. Like, like in the spring, the Palo Verde trees, there are like the cacti, and some of the trees will like sprout flowers briefly, but it's just not enough, man. Like, I'm excited that there's like 4 distinct times of the year where just the environment's a little bit different at each time, and I think it's going to be good for our mental health. It's like we have the opposite of seasonal depressive disorder in Phoenix, where you're depressed all the time because you can't leave your house because it's too hot.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
But then again, everybody's different. I know plenty of people that lived in Four Seasons most of their life, and they moved to Arizona, like 10, 15 years ago, and they absolutely love it. Like, they hated the cold and the Four Seasons that much.
I enjoyed the cold.
I don't trust people who dislike cold.
I used to not like it, but I think I was just lying to myself because I knew I was like stuck in Arizona. I love it now. Like, there's nothing better than being able to get bundled up and get all cozy, and no matter how, I mean, for the most part, as cold as it gets, you can always just put on more layers and keep yourself warm. And that is not true when it comes to heat.
Yeah, when it's hot, it's hot. You do your best. You just make it suck a little less.
Yeah.
That's why I like Oregon, because sure, it rains a lot, but when it's summertime, summer's nice. It's not usually super hot. Sometimes it is, but it's normally breezy and stuff. And then wintertime, like right now, fall, it's sunny outside and it's nice and cool. It's like t-shirt, shorts.
That's kind of exactly what it is. Here, I'll I'll pull up the forecast. So today the high was 80. Oops. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I restarted my phone.
Mine's just telling me what it is right now.
Why is my weather app not working?
It's saying right now it's 61 degrees and it can get as low as 22.
Oh shit.
Is that happening to you?
Yeah, that's happening to me. Bastard spawned in while I was looking at my phone.
I'm seeing.
Well, anyways, I'll tell you from memory. The high today was 80. I think the low is supposed to be about 50 tonight. Tomorrow the high drops to 70 and the low is like 39. And then for the rest of the week, the high fluctuates between like 65 and 75, and the lows are around like 35 to 45. It's amazing, man. It's exactly what we want. And yeah, our tree, so we have a big tree in our yard, and it's at that peak time right now where like half the leaves have fallen off. And so our yard is just covered in leaves, and of course we did the whole raked all the leaves into a pile, and the kids jumped in it, and they got to have that experience for the first time ever. I mean, I luckily when I was a kid between the ages of 4 and 8, I lived in Michigan, so like I still have some memories of like living in a place where it snows and living through seasons, and I always look back on that really fondly. But yeah, for my kids, this is all brand new, never been experienced before, except for the rare times that we've gone to a snowy place for a couple of days on vacation.
Be careful when I'm mining because I keep opening up the roof to like rooms that to not fall in.
All right, let's just get this. Does it snow where you live? Snow?
Sometimes.
You're in Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
Sometimes, so pretty moderate climate.
Well, it's from around March to early October. It's just hot. Well, it's part of the Great Plains, so it's not really desert, but the weather acts like it sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're literally situated at the end of the Great Plains, right at the base of the Rocky Mountains. So it's so weird, I didn't really know Colorado's geography before we moved here. Or I mean, I started to learn it obviously, but I didn't realize half of Colorado is the Great Plains, and the other half is the Rocky Mountains.
That's crazy.
And so I think that's part of why the climate kind of hits the best of both worlds.
Go away, you spooky bitch.
Oh yeah, so Dan, have you been affected by the fires much?
Oh, we were affected hard.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that.
Everywhere around us, we were surrounded, not we couldn't see the flames from our house or anything.
But the smoke, right?
It looked like a fog. Yeah, it was the first few days. It was oh, it's not too bad. The last I don't know, before it started raining and clearing up, it was you couldn't see in front of you. But looking on the map and stuff, when they're talking about the fires, we had like nowhere to go to get away from the fire. Like we'd have to go,
Man.
like, because there's fires and like the coast. So like where I live, I'm not too close to the coast. I'm like an hour away. So there's like fires on the coast. Then there's fires in the next town over, and then 2 towns over there's another fire. And
That's
there's
so
not really
shitty.
anywhere we could go. So we're like, well, if the fire shows up, we're just gonna go hunker down at the store because it's made out of bricks and won't burn down.
Damn,
Pull
man.
the cars
I'm sorry to
into
hear
use,
that.
and then I'll get burned.
But things
But-
are a little better now.
Oh, things are like almost back to normal. The rains came in like the last few weeks. It's been raining pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
I think they're almost gone. Let me see.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of fires going in our state too, and I'll have to look. The sky's been pretty clear the last week or so, but we definitely have had some days where there's actually a few days where the smoke from the West Coast fires had wrapped all the way around and were like choking, adding to the fires we already had, and it wasn't nearly as bad as what you guys were experiencing by any stretch, but definitely was it was not pleasant.
Yeah. I fell down a hole, and I don't know where I'm at.
You don't know where you're at?
No. My pick's almost dead, so I'm just kind of scared. I think this will lead me. Oh, I see more bastion. Where am I? I stopped shifting to look up the wildfires real quick. Fell.
So you're near the bastion?
I'm somewhere in. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm at the mid area now. I fell in a crack somewhere. I had to find my way out. Oh, you've done a lot more work than me.
Oh, I've also been online longer than you.
True, true.
Not gonna lie, kind of wish I was playing Zelda right now. It's really just all consuming. I mean, if I had a setup to be able to stream it, I would totally be streaming Zelda. But I don't have the equipment for that. What's that?
Couldn't you hook it up to your computer?
Nope, I don't have a capture card. I would either need to get like an Elgato you know, external capture card. I think that's what most people do with consoles, or I'd have to get one for my computer. You have one of those?
Yeah, hold on, let me see. Give me a second.
Yeah, I think they usually run about like 150 bucks. And it's a little more than that. I mean, it's also like I don't want to stream it from my living room.
Okay, yeah, I have a. What is this? I have an Elgato HD60.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's like the premier, that's like the main thing that most people use to stream console games. Yeah, I had never bought one, and if I stream console games, I need a way to hook them up in my office because I can't really be streaming out in the living room where, you know, kids are walking around, and so I would need a setup to hook it up to my computer monitor. And I mean, I could do that. It has a pass-through.
This has a cable that plugs into it, and then plugs into the computer, and then the HDMI from your console plugs into this, and then there's a cord that plugs into your TV or monitor.
Right. Yeah, it has a pass-through, so that it could basically forks the image off so that it can record it, and then at the same time, it'll display it on a display so that you can just watch it normally. Because otherwise, you'd have to deal with, you know, some amount of lag in the image if you were playing off of the one that's being recorded. So like, yeah, it would work, but I need to figure out like the best way to do it, because if I have it hook into my computer monitor, then that's going to disconnect my monitor from my computer. And I mean, I guess I could try to stream the video into my computer.
So it has a cable that plugs in this in the back of it. That plugs into the computer that gives it power. And then the HDMI cable plugs into this and then plugs into your monitor. How would that disconnect it from your computer?
Well, if I plug an HDMI cable into my monitor, how am I going to plug my monitor into my computer?
Do you have a dual monitor?
I have 2 monitors, yeah. So I would have to disconnect one of my monitors from the computer.
Yeah. And then the other one would just be running your stream.
What I would rather do is I would rather connect it up to my computer, because obviously you need to be able to run the software to capture the video. And yes, the software I know runs locally on that, but I thought you could also like plug it into a laptop or something if you want to run the software there. And so
you can hook it up on your, what do you use to stream?
OBS.
Yeah, you can hook it up to OBS too.
Right. My only fear is that there'd be delay in the video, like with the processing that happens as the video is being displayed. I wonder if that would, how much latency that would introduce
True.
between like my controller, and maybe it's negligible. It might be pretty good.
Do you, like straight up, do you want this? Because I don't ever use it. I didn't even know I had it until you brought it up.
Oh man, I wouldn't ask you to do that.
It's collecting dust in my drawer.
Well, shit, man. I mean,
I just gotta.
I mean that it is when I've
the one cable for it.
Yeah, I mean I have. I at one point I was going to get one, but you know when as I haven't been able to stream as often. Anyway, at a certain point, that was the exact piece of hardware I was going to get, was the Elgato HD60. And then I was going to also get a splitter. There was some other equipment I was looking at to be able to get the whole thing rigged up and working really well with my computer setup. So, I mean, yeah, if you really think you're never going to use it, I mean, I certainly would, but again, I don't expect you to do that.
Yeah, you can have it. I don't. The only thing is I gotta go through my boxes to see if I can find the cable for it.
Okay.
It's just like I don't know. You use Blue Yeti, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever the cable that you use to plug in your mic.
Oh, the mini USB.
Yeah, it's one of the. Oh no, my dog chewed mine, so I had to steal this one's. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't have it in the drawer.
Yeah, cables are easy to get.
I have a box full of cables. I'll just have to dig through and see if I can find it.
Yeah, I have
my mom's
many
like,
boxes of
"Do you have any
cables.
HDMI cables?" And I opened it up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I opened up a box that's just full of HDMI's. I'm like, which one do you want?
I mean, dude, with my retro video game collection and all the technology I've collected, I have like every cable imaginable.
Oh, I could see that. Do you have do we have the materials to make an end chest?
I don't think so. I don't know. If there's obsidian, you might look and see if. I feel like maybe there was some obsidian in one of the chests, one of the bastion chests.
What do you need? I got an ender pearl. What else do we need?
We need, well, it needs to be an eye of ender, so we would need a mixed blaze powder with it, and then. Yeah. Okay. I think I've officially cleared the whole first floor. And then some.
Yeah, holy crap. I like being able to see like where the ores have spawned.
Oh, the gilded blackstone?
Yeah. That's how I like doing my mining too. Like sometimes I leave them there just because I want to see how far apart they spawn.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've definitely done that on occasion as well. It is cool just to see how the pattern works out. Okay. Did I really get it all? Is it time to move to the next floor?
I gotta run back because I gotta get more materials to make more picks.
Cool. Oh wait, I think there's a few more I can get over here. Snow, are you registered to vote?
I think so.
Better get your ass to the polls, my friend. Is your state a red state? It is, right?
It's so deep red that it doesn't matter what I do.
Even more important for you to vote. How many people in your state you think have that same?
3.
Even if it's just swaying some of the local elections, like every little bit counts. Just asking. Not something I would normally do, but I feel like this election coming up might be the single most important election of our lifetimes.
So when did voting?
When did what?
When did the voting start?
Oh, it's gonna be different for every state. I mean, in most states, early voting started, you know, whether it was 2 weeks ago or last week, or it just depends.
I saw this thing, like this article on my phone on my lunch break, and it was talking about how the garbage people came to collect the garbage from like wherever the voting thing was held, and they found a bunch of open ballots that all said like Donald Trump or something on them. Someone had gone through, opened them all up, took out all the Trump ones, and then
yeah, I heard that story too. It's not as dramatic as Fox News makes it sound.
I figured I was just like, what? This sounds crazy.
Yeah, out of the millions and hundreds of thousands of ballots, I mean, there have been a couple instances, and that particular story, it was a mailman who dumped all of his mail, not just the ballots. But because, you know, right-wing media wants to, you know, try to cast doubt on the election and try to make everyone think it's illegitimate, they're making it sound like this is happening all over the place, and that's why if Trump loses, it's because it was rigged.
Rigged from the start.
It's just such a horrible game for people to be playing. You know, never mind the fact that he's down in one of the latest polls by like 16 fucking points. But, you know. Anyways, welcome, John. And you haven't missed much. We're just working on tearing down this bastion. I see you over there, Gast. Okay, let's actually find a way to get up to the next level. Maybe I'll dump this stuff off first. Okay, I guess soul soil can go here. Yeah, we were doing really good on all these materials. Holy crap. We're gonna have all the blackstone we could ever need. Okay. Up on the second level of this bad boy.
After I upgrade my computer, I think I'm gonna invest in VR.
Yeah, if you can afford it, it's definitely worth it. I don't have mine hooked up yet because I just don't. I still need to clear out some space, and it's taken a while to get the whole house situated. But I definitely look forward to having all that hooked back up.
I'm wanting to go. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one made by Valve.
The Vive.
It's meant for like Steam and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, get the Vive. The Vive Index, I think, is the one you want. That's like the current king of VR. Do not get anything Oculus. Don't give Facebook your money. You don't want to strap something on your face that Facebook owns with what they.
I know I don't want.
What they do with user data.
My roommate has like the original Oculus, and it's cool like to try VR for the first time and whatever. But I'm just sitting there and I'm like asking how much money he spent on it, and like it doesn't work with Steam and stuff. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not wasting money on that.
Yeah, Oculus went the whole kind of closed system route, where it's like, no, you need to play in our walled garden, and only Oculus supported games. Whereas I think the Vive is. I mean, yeah, Steam owns it, or well, HTC and Valve kind of collaborated on it, but it's more of an open system. Like, there's a better chance that you're going to be able to play more unique games on
Oculus, yeah, Oculus is very like almost basic games. All the cool ones are on Steam, anyways.
Yeah. If you want full access to like all the cool shit that. Modders are doing, because people are like modding in, VR, you want to play VR Minecraft. I mean, yeah, it's officially supported now, but you could have done that with the Vive at any point just by. Yeah.
And the Windows 10 version of Minecraft, you can actually play VR with people who are on my computer and stuff.
Yeah, they actually support it natively now, which is cool. Yeah, something I look forward to getting back into, and especially with a lot of the newer headsets now not requiring the cables. They actually work pretty well wirelessly now.
Hi.
Hello.
I just came rocketing from the sky.
That was funny. You fell down right at the same time I did.
Back up I go. My puppy is so happy right now because he got neutered this week.
Oh yeah.
Today's the first day since his stitches look really good. Well, I mean they're all inside and stuff. But
yeah.
It's not red or anything, so I'm letting him sleep tonight without his comb. He just has the biggest smile on his face right now.
Oh, what a good boy. Yep, both of our dogs are fixed. Is your dog a rescue or a did you get it from a breeder or?
Yeah, I got him from a breeder. One of my coworkers, his buddy from the army breeds Australian shepherds.
Oh, nice. That's a cool breed.
I got him at a steal. He's a purebred, and he was only 800. He had his declaws removed. He has a stud, full up on vaccination and registered paperwork, everything. I almost died.
Yeah, our dogs have always been rescues. We've toyed around with the idea of getting a purebred at various points, but I've always had really good experiences with mutts. You know,
Yeah.
the rescues we've gotten, you know, we give them a lot of love and attention and affection, and
I was gonna go a rescue route, but for some reason, all the rescues that are near me, you have like a huge process to go through.
oh,
like
dude, no
multiple
kidding.
interviews,
That almost
meeting,
turned
like-
us. That almost turned us off from doing a rescue, because one of the places we went to, like, wouldn't let us adopt any of the dogs we wanted if we had kids under the age of 8.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, they're like, "Do you have any kids under the age of 8?" I'm like, "No." I go, "The youngest person's my sister and stuff." And then they're like, "Do you have any other pets?" I go, "Yeah, we have a really sweet chocolate lab." "No, you can't adopt anything if you have another animal."
Yeah, it's like it almost
Sweetest
feels
thing,
like
he loves other dogs.
yeah, it almost feels like they're trying to make it impossible to. Their mission is supposed to be to find homes for these dogs. Instead, they put up so many fucking barriers and so much red tape. I'm sure half of those
And that's
dogs end
what-
up getting
that's what
euthanized
sent me to
anyways.
the breeder, because I was just like talking to him, and he just got his puppy. He goes, "Yeah, he's still got 2 available." So I called the guy. The guy sent me some pictures on the phone, and I was just like, "How much?" And he goes, "For you, I'll give you this much." I'm like, "Okay." Showed up the next weekend, got it. Just
Yeah,
literally
that
signed
shit
a piece
makes
of paper,
no
and he goes, "There
sense
you
to
go, have
me.
fun."
I do not understand the like why some of those rescues work that way. And so, well, what we ended up ultimately doing is going on Craigslist. I mean, that's you can find anything you want there, including dogs. And so we found our rescue mutts there, and we actually found some rescue organizations that like basically, you know, we're advertising through Craigslist, and we found some that didn't have all those crazy, you know, stringent requirements. I don't know if it's just like an ASPCA thing or what.
And one of them was asking, they're like, "Are you going to be the primary care?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be the one taking care of them and stuff." And I go, "But I do work, so I go, I'll be there for the first week. Then after that, I'll be checking on them on lunch and stuff." But I go, "My mom and sister are going to be there with them." "No, if you're the one signing for them, you have to reach out." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?"
Then you should be like, actually, everything I just said was a lie, and now I'm telling you the truth. I'll be by this dog's side every second of its life.
I just wide-eyed stare at them, head
And then
tilted
give them a
slightly.
big wink.
Fake laugh.
Psych! Nudge, nudge. Get it?
When I'm walking out with the dog, just be like, "All right, let's go abandon you at a gas station." Just watch them shit their pants. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, just walk out the front door, immediately let the dog off its leash, and just have it run away.
Just wave at it. Just be like, "Bye, Bruno." Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's sad to hear that you've had the same experience we have. I had been wondering when we were going through that process, like, is this how all these organizations are, or did we just happen to find one that like are hell bent on making sure their dogs never get adopted? Like, what's going on here? And yeah, no, apparently it's a.
So it wasn't me. I was hanging out with one of my exes a while ago. She was getting a new cat and stuff. And she was like, so she got one from like a lady, like an older lady whose cat got pregnant and stuff, whatever. But she was talking about this organization. And she's like, "Yeah, so they were like really weird about it." I go, "How so?" And she's like, "Well," she goes, "they wanted like a $500 down payment, but it was like to get on a waiting list to possibly get."
Oh,
like,
fuck
you
that!
miss your
No.
chance. And then you have to do something. I'm like, "You didn't do that, right?" She goes, "No." She goes, "I don't want to be risking money like that to get on the list to maybe get called if they have enough."
What kind of a place would make you put a $500 deposit down to get on a list to maybe get a dog.
Or she was looking for a cat.
Or cat or whatever.
Same thing. I'm just like, what?
That's fucking psycho, man.
Like, that's dumb. So I was just actually here. I was just looking through Henry's papers here because I was a little curious to make sure I had all my facts right about him. There's quite literally a note here that says like, so they're not actually like breeding. It's just if the dogs get pregnant, they're just like, here you go, put them on the line. I thought they were straight up breeders. They're just farmers that if the dog gets pregnant, they sell the pups.
No, that's funny.
No, never mind. I had that wrong.
But they don't fit. They don't neuter and spay their dogs.
No, they. I'm looking through it. It says the declaw, like the hanging claw or whatever it is, the extra finger or something. I don't really know what that is. And then they do get stubbed, so he's got a nubby tail. And then they're up to date on vaccines when I got them. And then, yeah.
Wait, so why do people crop dogs' tails? Is it just the aesthetic
for
thing?
Looks, usually, yeah.
Oh, man, that bothers me.
Sometimes, okay, but for Australian Shepherds, or for them, it's more working dogs because they do use them for herding. They're also show dogs, but they use them for herding. Like the parents actually get used. So that's so like cattle. I think can't grab them is what I'm gonna think.
I mean, yeah, if there's like a legit mechanical reason, I get that, but I've just never understood. And the same with doing it to dogs' ears. You know, like Dobermans, they get their ears cropped.
Because it's just like,
oh man,
it looks so annoying.
Do we really need to mutilate our dogs?
But Australian Shepherds usually actually have shorter tails than most dogs. Like, they're not normal length. But it was really funny when my parents got their dog, the big lab. The guy, when they were talking to him, because they were asking, they're like, yeah, we just, looking for a dog and stuff, and we heard labs are good and stuff. He goes, oh yeah, they're really good dogs. And my dad's just like, is there anything extra, like, that we're getting charged for? Like, and the guy goes, nope, you get them how they come out. He goes, you pick one that you think looks good, you get it. He goes, I'm not putting in extra money until he goes, I'll get them vaccinated up to date and stuff, but I'm not cropping ears, I'm not neutering or anything for anyone.
Yeah.
My dad's just like, I like you, you're straight to the point.
Oh, that's good.
They were, it was kind of funny though, because they were expecting, because they had 2 females that both got pregnant, and so they're like, okay, we're expecting like, I think it was like 6 pups a piece or something is what they were expecting. One of them had 14.
14 dogs? A litter of 14?
Yes, a litter of 14.
Damn.
The other one I think had like 7 or 8. They were a little overwhelmed. The guy's like, if you want 2, you don't have to pay me more. You can take 2.
Man.
My parents are like, we can't afford that. We can't afford to have 2 dogs.
Yeah, that's quite a litter.
Oh, I Jimmy buffed it. I Jimmy buffed it.
Wait, what happened?
I thought these chests were already opened up here.
Sweet. Well, no, I mean, open them. I've found, I think, two so far that hadn't been opened before. I was pleasantly surprised.
I gotta make a shield though, because I got like 3 crossbow guys.
Oh, they're after you now?
Yeah, they are.
Because of your transgressions. Like, we heard a chest open, fuck you!
Yeah, I'm just sitting there and I just open up this chest. I'm like, what's this? And then I just hear crossbows getting pulled back. I feel like you stepped in the wrong neighborhood. Okay. I think they de-aggroed from me hiding. I can't grab them. Oh, that's sad. I can't grab them. Okay, hold on. I gotta come downstairs. Hold that scared the crap out of me. Trying to make a staircase straight down. Where am I? Hello. Oh, hi. I see you. I'm trying to make a staircase over to you.
Over to me.
Yeah, I can see you. Okay, I gotta make a deposit. Oh! You removed a lot of the staircase.
What staircase?
Like all the platforms and like stairs that were there, they're not there anymore. Like I'm walking out thinking I'm safe.
Yeah, I'm just kind of mining everything I can see. Staircase or no? Oh shit, I fell. But I only fell a short distance.
These creepy sounds are freaking me out a little bit. Alright, I'm off to go grab the goodies.
Oh boy, oh boy. Man, it's already past 1. I'm probably going to need to call it here pretty soon. But great progress made. I'm actually surprised that we were able to get this much done in a single night. I thought these things would take like weeks for us to break down.
Yeah, we probably get this down in a few days.
I mean, I would think one more mining session if we've got at least 2 of us. It's well over halfway done.
Oh. Now that I actually stopped to take a look at it, there's a lot more gone than I thought.
I mean, yeah, it feels like we've got this thing about halfway done.
Yeah, the part I'm working on is up and to the left of the place.
Like that we're getting some lanterns out of this too. But shit, I'm like nearing the end of my food. I've got 5 pieces of bread left. I'm curious to know if there's any other piglin brutes hiding anywhere in these few little nooks and crannies that remain.
Those are the ones with the axes, right?
Yeah, the ones that aggro no matter what.
Do they have a deeper snort than the rest?
I think so.
I think I hear one. I've heard him for a while. Guess we'll see if I get an axe buried in my skull.
Goodbye, spectral arrow. I'm gonna steal these pork chops out of this chest. My pork chops.
I will slap you with a berry.
All right. Well, I think with this, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. It's past 1, and we're gonna be waking up early tomorrow and going into the mountains.
I see a brute. Do you want to square up with the brute?
Wait, where is he?
I think there's 2 of them.
You're...
I'll come find you. Alright, you see me up here?
Yeah. See if I can find a somewhat easy way to get over to you.
I can't tell if my arrows are hidden or not. I don't think they are.
Wait, are you up one higher? Oh, I see you up there. Just trying to figure out what's going to be the easiest way to get up.
Where are you?
I'm climbing up, breaking through.
I just ducked inside because of gas.
Oh wow, this thing goes up a lot higher than I expected. Okay. I'm up on the soul sand. I didn't see which way you went. Oh, there you are.
I am getting. Oh, I gotta heal. I'm getting murdered.
I got him. Okay,
I
you're
went
back
to
here.
jump up and I got knocked back down. Okay, hold on. No, it's up this way. Oh, you just kill it?
No, I keep missing. Okay, whatever. He's gone. All right, where'd you go?
There's a little right here, little outlet. Boop.
Oh, you're over. Oh, I keep thinking you're going this way. That guy is persistent.
Yeah.
Persistent Peter.
Where I've been doing my little corner.
Okay.
Right down here. I got him blocked in with the chest.
Looks like just one brute and then a regular piggy. All right. Shall we?
Do it. Yeah, he took a beating. Oh, he's still up.
Got him.
I just
Oh, there's another one. What the fuck?
totem him down, motherfucker.
Damn. That was your totem?
That was clutch.
Man, that thing made a lot more noise and explosion sounds than I expected for a totem.
So this is where the piggies keep coming from.
Where are they? Are they below us?
I don't know, I just found a big opening. No, they're in front of me where I'm at, or this way.
Oh, they're up. Oh, found another treasure room.
Two blocks in. Oh, right above us. Oh, my pants broke. That's why I almost died.
Okay, well, let's get the gold.
Get the goods and get out of here. I hear them running at us. Oh, I see him. He's right here. He's right
Where?
here. He's coming down.
Where?
Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, you saved my life.
Oh, he was a regular one. No, that wasn't me. You saved your own life.
I made you do combat logs. I don't die. I think they're just hanging out on the outside.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, there they are. There's a lot of them. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Kill. All right, now I'm going to head back to safety and log out. Okay, how do we get back?
This way. Ah. No hole. Nope. Did you do the balance beam of doom?
There we go. Took the quick way. I only got 27 arrows left. Okay, let's load these next items up. Let's get this chest here. Boom, new chest.
Boom. Another demo chest.
All right.
Carrots do anything? Bonuses for you?
Carrots?
Golden carrots, yeah.
They're really good with hunger saturation. So like when you eat them, it'll take longer before your hunger bar starts depleting. I think that's why so many people eat them. I just eat whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I was thinking about making some, but I wasn't sure if they were worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go. Take care. It was fun, guys.
Alright, yeah, have a good one.
Later.
Talk to you guys later.
Yep. Later, Snow.